do something for rich flex.
Hold up. How y'all feeling, man? I heard the chapter's lit. I'm happy because I managed to avoid every single piece of spoiler. I don't know even who's in the fucking chapter. Like, sometimes you catch like something trending on Twitter. Nothing. All right, yo. We're not going to waste no more time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOAT, Etika. And we're going to get to One Piece chapter 1066, all right? Okay, chapter 1066, The Will of Ohara. Germa 66. Hold on, yo. Blooded Voyage, Volume 23. Returning to Germa with company. So, it's just them going back to Germa at this point. That's all it is. What's the significance of this chapter? I guess just showing them returning. Can we see Caesar here with the Germa 66? I don't know why I noticed the notes today out of all days. I got a new gas barbecue grill recently. I'm learning to cook meat via convection. I can't wait till everyone gets to try it. Okay, what are you saying? A futuristic city like this existed in the distant past. A shock to the whole crew. This is just conjecture. He said it's just conjecture. All right? Or a conjecture. Or a passionate archaeologist who was willing to risk his life to shed light on a certain ancient kingdom. Is he talking about Clover? Not only that, but at a certain site, machinery was excavated that date. Wait. Not only that, but at a certain site, machinery was excavated that dated back to the same era as the kingdom. Are you saying that machinery was created during the Void Century? You tell me. Hold on. I once knew a passionate archaeologist who was willing to risk his life to shed a certain light on a certain ancient kingdom. Not only that, but at a certain site, machinery was excavated that dated back to the same era as the kingdom. I believe the history of the Void Century is the history of a conflict, one between an alliance of 20 nations and its forgotten advanced kingdom. The victorious 20 went on to form the world government and shape history as we know it, and to ensure that the ideas of the ancient kingdom wouldn't live on, they erased every trace of it from history. We know this. We know this. Huh? Everything that Vegapunk Shaka, it's almost like if Oda is reiterating for niggas that are not caught up on Void Century lore. Niggas that didn't go to Void Century school. Wait, did he already say something? Did he already say it? Or are they reacting to what Vegapunk just said? Because Frankie, okay, hang on, Vegapunk. You mean everyone who knows about this gets eliminated? Indeed. Then why did you tell us? I can't unhear it. Come on, brain, forget you didn't hear anything. Like I said, this is just conjecture. So tell me, Nico Robin, if I am right, and that discovery is why Ohara was wiped out, then why wouldn't the world government's actions be tantamount to a confirmation? Why are you asking me about this? The scholars did devise a theory after all the extensive research. But when someone as high up as you in the government, as you, already know about it, I'm afraid government affiliation makes no difference. I'm kept in the dark like everybody else. Even bringing this topic up to them would result in my immediate erasure. Well, I don't know if Cobra knew as much as this, but Cobra had an idea, an inkling, and so they got that old nigga out of here. All right, let's continue. Then stop telling us this is just torture. Let us get out of here. If that's true, how could you know they were researching that kingdom? All the books and materials were on Ohara, and the will of Ohara lives on. That day shocked the world. In a single night, Ohara, the island renowned for its love of knowledge, was wiped out, save for one little girl. The scholars were labeled devils, dissidents who plotted to overthrow the government. A few months after the incident, I paid a visit of my own to the scorched earth of Ohara. I was acquainted with Professor Clover, the foremost authority on archaeology. I figured I should at least leave some flowers for him. You knew Professor Clover? His obsession with the Void Century fueled his adventurous lifestyle, searching for the relevant texts the world over. Wait, this nigga was a whole-ass pirate? The Marines incarcerated him on at least 10 occasions. By the time he settled down, he's the world's most famous I'll worry about the Marines, man. I'll worry about the Marines. After 3 times, it's life. After 3 times, it's life. And I'm not talking about life in prison, nigga. I'm talking about life. 10 occasions? 200 occasion? 200 occasion? How bad are the Marines? Am I off, y'all? Is that not nuts? You have this archaeologist sailing the world and you let him go 10 times? How bad are you at your job? They incarcerated him on at least 10 occasions. It don't seem like, I don't think the nigga broke out. They let him go. Over time, countless scholars were drawn to him and they all flocked to O'Hara. He truly became the holy land of archaeology. Unfortunately, the aftermath of those talented minds coming together would prove tragic. When I stepped foot on O'Hara, what the fuck is that? Wait, what the fuck is that? When I stepped foot on O'Hara, even the tree of knowledge had been burned to cinders. I was speechless when I saw it. It looked like just a long dick just walking around. What is... Nigga, I was speechless when I saw it. But the lake at the center of the island had been filled with an unbelievable number of books. Wait, here's my thing though. Wait, so the world government they didn't go back at all to make sure, just to make sure? They ain't double back at all? They just blew up O'Hara, was like, all right, looks like the work's done. Like oven with pound, and they just blew it up and then double back at all? They went, and the lake at the center of the island was filled with books. Nobody went and did reconnaissance? Nobody, not at all, to see what information was left behind? Not at all? They were down in the third. Now it's the fourth quarter. It's a blowout. I could only assume that it was the work of the scholars. They must have dedicated their final moments to ensuring that the future had access to their treasure trove of the knowledge. I am befuddled. I am befuddled by the incompetence of the Marines. If any Marines did discover the books, they were apparently too ignorant to understand their value and left them be. O'Hara had triumphed over them. When I realized that, I couldn't stop myself from crying. Oh, God. No way. Dog. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on, y'all. They saw the books. They discovered the books. They was like, I guess it's just books. It don't matter. It's just information. When I realized that, I couldn't stop myself from crying. Please take care of Robin. Make sure she escapes the island, and I still have a duty to see here. Mommy, I don't want to leave you. Let me stay too. Save the books. Get the reference materials out of the library. Robin, our history is our greatest treasure. It must be preserved. We can't just give up on your future. Mommy, be proud, Robin. Your mom is an honorable woman. O'Hara stood up to the world. Bang, bang. You helmet-wearing bastard. How dare you make Robin cry? That's it, Vegapunk. You better release these shoes. Vegapunk. It's just as you said. They came to the same conclusions about the kingdom before the incident. I see. So it's all true. Where are the books from the lake now? I really want to take them back to Punk Hazard, but I knew if Top Brass ever caught wind, it'd be all over. So instead, they were taken by the people I saw that day. O'Hara, West Blue, 22 years ago. A few months after the Buster Call incident. Someone else is visiting the debris? Giants? All right, let's pull them up. Who are they? What should I do? Is that Vegapunk? Wait, that's what a nigga look like? Who are they? What should I do? Do they have any idea how important those books are? It's been a while, Vegapunk. As usual, that head of yours makes you stand out. Is that you? Dragon! Is that his tongue? Oh, his tie. That's his tongue? Dragon, what are you doing? Oh, the drip. Oh my God! What the fuck is this nigga, man? Head, fruit face ass. What is going on? And this nigga got the nerve to have a widow's peak. God damn, nigga. Dragon, what are you doing here? That's my line. Your head definitely looks like it's gotten a good bit bigger. Dragon look young and spry. Dragon walking like an admiral a little bit. He got the swag over an admiral. The swag over an admiral. I knew old man Clover. You too? I know he's once a bit of a hooligan roaming the seas, but all that nonsense about him trying to destroy the world is blatant propaganda. He said O'Hara sacrificed himself for those treasures, and he couldn't let them be erased from history. After seeing a government lackey like you lurking about, I'm glad they're here to scoop them up and keep them safe. You know I'd never... You passed on joining the freedom fighters a while ago, but it still made me sick to hear about you becoming one of their lapdogs. Don't be stupid. Your ragtag operation was always too poor. What good are my skills and intellect if I can't actually build anything? I know, you're as blunt as ever. Are you worried about the giants? They're not scavengers. I had a word with them just now. It seems they're from Elbaf, and they're fully aware of the value of those books. Their captain was a strange giant wrapped from head to toe in bandages. Huh? The world government is an insanely huge organization. There are plenty of decent people on the inside that can be reasoned with, especially in the Navy. Don't lose sight of the end goal, Dragon. I get it, but I can't just sit back after this. It's too damn much. Those harmless scholars are brutally scuffed out just for questioning their authority. It's a farce. I'm going to raise an army that can fight them head on. I thought you hated war. Just watch, Vegapunk. I'll change the world. The will of O'Hara won't die with Clover. And within a year, he, Emperor Yevenkov, and Bartholomew Kuma founded the Revolutionary Army, which continues to shake the world to this day. Wow, Luffy's dad sounds intense. Did you see Elbaf? Did you say Elbaf, Professor Clover's fate-motivated dragon? My head's gonna blow. Why did Kuma help us? And why did you modify him so much, Vegapunk? Eva, that bastard, one of the founding members of the Revolutionaries? Okay, the books from O'Hara certainly couldn't be left to be found by the government, but my curiosity... Wait, I skipped something? I just saw somebody and I'm like, no fucking way. What did I skip? They allowed me to be taken and read and to read each and every one of them. In other words, I took everything O'Hara uncovered about the world's secrets and memorized it. It's all in my head, and I've continued their research. Saul is alive. That's Saul. The giant Captain Saul. The giant captain, he's called Saul, isn't he? He's in hiding now, so I can't confirm anything. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Vegapunk. Thank you for not letting O'Hara's sacrifice be in vain. I try to help progress every field of thought possible. It's my nature as a scholar. What? While the shoes are moving on its own, I can't release you just yet. Follow me. There's something I want to show you. Junkyard, Egghead's fabrication stratum. Chopper, there's no way to get in. Oh, it must be the type that moves on its own. Move, Robo. Does it need a special command? Maybe we just gotta say its name. Move, Robonovsky. Robo King. You guys are such kids. Ain't no way it's move. The robot's gonna blow. Save me, Quasar. No good. Another debacle. Somebody please save me, Quasar. Perhaps space-time bent mid-warp? There's a guy like Kinyam here? I'm coming. I've got you. It's him. Much obliged. You're Dragonsborn, right? I knew you'd come. Oh, my Bonnie. Dear me, sure have gotten big. That's Vegapunk. It's splendid to see you so full of vigor. Vegapunk? You can float too, you know. Your Dom shoes you're wearing has a nifty hover function. See here, press the button on the side, grab the lever, and give it a whole big push like this. That's the way. Gadzooks, we've flown too far. The humble genius. Wait, his head is regular size now. I guess he took all of it and transferred information to this. Save us, Quasar. The man with the biggest brain in the world, leader of the SSG, Special Science Group. I mean, there was speculation that he would look like Albert Einstein, and he does look like Albert Einstein. Breezy tagged me. Let me check. Ooh, wow. Oh, wow. We got to go back and look at Fairy Birth, huh? Interesting, interesting. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to process everything. Um huh. So this is what Breezy tagged me in. Y'all see the fucking Jolly Roger from the Fairy Verse cover story. Um okay. Thoughts on this chapter. I felt like a bulk of the chapter was used to catch us back up to speed, where Oda is rolling out the things of the ancient history, the ancient kingdom, confirming things, right? Because I'm not sure if anywhere it's explicitly stated about everything Vegapunk just stated here. I mean, if you go through, you can find different inklings throughout the story that basically does this. So this did not feel like new information when Vegapunk was talking about it. The 20 nations teaming up against this advanced kingdom did not feel new, right? Vegapunk seems to know a lot, but it seems like he's just a regular man for the most part. Now, most of the chapter is getting the Straw Hats abreast of what we already know. When I say we, the scholars of the One Piece story. Like, it's... So, when we get to Vegapunk going to Ohara, the tough part about it is that it's just mired in incompetence by the world government. So the man marked by flames, y'all think that could be Saul? So he got, I don't know, ice burns from being, I don't know. Why would he be the man marked by flames, though? Why y'all think that? You skipped the text that said the Giants were led by a guy in bandages on the Dragon intro. Oh, I said that. I read that. I didn't know what it meant, though. I was hoping that it elaborated, but it made it clear once we saw Saul. Once we saw, like, Saul in a bunch of different chapters, it was like, okay, they're talking about Saul. This looks like Gerd, isn't it? So Saul came back with giants, literal giants, to get the books that the world government just left behind. I guess it does make sense for Elbaf to have the final poneglyph. Now, Kuzan, I don't know. With Saul, it was always questions about his death, for sure. When Kuzan is involved, you always have to assume things. And so whatever the pudding play is, we don't know the true backstory on it yet. This chapter was pretty good. Pretty good. I think personally, I don't think it's that much of a confirmation as opposed to last time. I think this is reiterating the importance of Elibath, right? And it brings forth so many questions, but my main thing is the incompetence, the severe incompetence of the Marines for allowing this to continue. And for Vegapunk as well, not incompetence, but just his freedom to just traverse the world where they took him as a prisoner, technically. Oh, that's from as far as we know, he was taken when they discovered Mads, right? He was taken to work with the world government. Or maybe he went along willingly because they had resources. Dragon tried to recruit him to the Freedom Fighters, and he refused because Dragon ain't got no money. He was a broke boy. I don't talk to broke boys. I don't talk to broke boys. Oh, the chat. All right, boys. There you go. Release down. Just said freedom. I'm gonna talk to the guys. Let me see if the guys want to talk about it. It's crazy. It's fairly early now. It's still fairly early. Oh, OG Tampico Juice says stop smacking into my. I can't help it, bro. I just got wet ass mouth. Pause. Hmm. Zaki don't like Charleston White, man. He said I want to talk about Charleston White. Zaki racist. Dragon. I don't know, like, yo, every time I see Dragon in the chapter, I'm like, yo, is this fan made? Head of the Freedom Fighters, 33 years old. That's crazy. He didn't have his tat back then. He had this shit wrapped around his leg though. He had this shit wrapped around his leg. It's almost like, yo, this is my calling card. But I'm a tatted on me now, so y'all niggas know it's me. Tap my name on me, girl, so you know it's real. Damn, that's a scary sight. Like, cause imagine, right? Cause now knowing Dragon and him having that tat, when you see that tat, you know it's on. So I read it in wrong order, bro. Listen, bro. How this shit is. Some of this shit sometimes I lose track of just because of how much is going on. I'm like, geez, I ain't gonna lie. I read it though. Vegapunk is so ugly, even from the back. Nigga, dragon look like a Jonine. All right, let's Does he know? Whew. All right. Do I feel like this chapter changed anything? He did skip over that Kuma comment just casually. Like, nigga, why'd you do that to Kuma, my niggas? It's a credit to others on this one, but there may be more coming. Just saying. Ice time capsule. I've never seen a person completely frozen. Aokiji said that she's still alive, but I don't understand how. Yeah, I mean, Aokiji. Yep.
Brago, can you do something for me?
Bro, relax. Relax. You know what saying those words imply nowadays, man.
Can you talk to the chat quick for me?
What's happening? What's
Oh,
happening?
this chapter was amazing, dog. Holy shit.
Nah, it was really fucking good. It was really
Dude,
fucking good.
You know what my number one thing is about this chapter?
What's that?
Giving Dragon more characterization.
Yeah, they definitely did that. They definitely did do that. I feel like even with Dragon, I was wondering that we're gonna get into some of the deeper questions we had about him, but Oda's like clearly slow playing it a little bit. You know. What's up, Eric?
Slow strokes.
Yeah, slow strokes. He's taking his time with it. Eric pulled up on mute.
Hello?
Yo.
What?
Wait. Say something again, Eric.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yo,
What's
brother.
up, niggas?
Not wild.
What up, Wallace?
I thought Eric said that.
How you doing, brother?
You thought Eric said that?
I looked at my screen real quick. I said,
He's like, "What's up, niggas?" That would have been wild, wouldn't it? Eric's like, "O'Hara's is free. O'Hara's free, and so is I." What do y'all think, Wallace, Eric?
Here's the thing: ignoring Vegapunk's god awful design and Saul being alive, I love the chapter.
Oh, you don't like the fact that Saul is alive?
I hate it.
I think
despise it.
I think the whole narrative around Robin is now like better. So I'm not really mad at Saul being
You
alive.
think it's better? Explain that.
Yeah, look at her arc in the chapter, right?
amazing.
She's grown as a person and now gets the full closure of Saul. And her emotional state has improved as a fact. And now we will have the potential for Elbaf and Robin to be a character again.
You said
which
the
is lovely.
closure from Saul. Oh, I guess knowing what happened to him.
Yeah. And like you saw her like emotional reaction, right? When's the last time Robin
She hasn't been
emoted?
this emotional since NXT.
Right. So now the potential for that emotional arc can continue in Elbaf with Robin as a character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. I see
Also,
that.
it speaks for Aokiji because Aokiji
Five head?
killing Saul there. Aokiji killing Saul there is like kind
Weird
of
for his character as well.
I
Yeah.
always thought he was so bitch made for that. Something like when you're reading, you're like,
Y'all always thought he was dead?
no.
Yeah, I Saul was 100%.
I'm talking about my first initial read.
Okay. Okay.
I was like,
okay. Yeah.
I was like, this guy is such a hoe, right? But then
The
I'm
thing is,
like,
I felt like it was kind of like I felt like he was a hoe, but the reason why I stopped feeling that way is after what happened after that. Whereas, like, there's no bigger hoe than Akainu, right?
Hey, he did his job, bro. He did his job.
I agree.
yeah, I mean, I know he did his job, but I always felt like with Aokiji, it was bigger than the job, with his actions because he let he let the most dangerous person live. So why did you kill off somebody nowhere near as dangerous? You know what I mean? But it makes sense
Well,
now.
I think
Go ahead, Wallace.
because for me, right, it's like Saul should be dead. Like to me, Saul should like be 10 feet under. So him being alive is like, what the fuck? Because Oda has to say one thing: Aokiji didn't kill Saul, or Aokiji failed to realize that Saul wasn't dead.
What if Akiji intentionally saved Saul as a protest?
Oh, he was definitely intentional.
Yeah, so like
okay.
this, I think this is interesting because it also adds to Kuzan at the same time, right?
It does, yeah. That's what I was
This whole one choice adds so many different like levels
You think
of
it adds to
complications.
him?
It makes him a
Of
much better
course.
character.
For me,
Wait,
okay,
wait,
person doesn't
I
add
have a
anything
question.
because this is who I always thought he was.
Right, but this could imply various
My thing
situations
is like
or these
upon.
intentions.
I think for me, it was always like with Saul. It was like I was hoping he was dead, but I thought he was either with the Marines, they had him or something. But it's like him being dead was never something that was solidified in stone for me, just because of who Aokiji proved himself to be time and time and time again.
I mean, it's been a common theory in the community for a long time.
Saul
It's
being alive has been
similar
something
to the Sabo thing, but just less.
It's not.
Less,
people have been talking about Saul being alive. They talk about the ice time capsule thing. So it's like,
yeah. It's the only time he's ever said ice time capsule. It's literally the only time he's ever said that.
Yeah, I get it. Where it's like, Saul being alive, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. Okay, because I don't know if it adds to the backstory or takes away from it. Robin's backstory.
I think it takes away.
I think in a small way. This is the hard thing about like all these situations because like Saul in that moment like literally sacrificed himself and that was his full intent, right? It's not his fault Aokiji didn't kill him.
Yeah, he wanted to die.
Yeah, so like it's not like he faked it out himself. Like I think it's interesting because like it adds a level to Kuzan. Like, is this Kuzan's plan for Robin? Because he did it in front of her, and he's always been kind of like pushing her in a certain direction, right?
He did it in front of her, and it seems like Aokiji was waiting for her to show her true colors, right? Like if he was always searching for the demon that the world government said they were. Is this what they are, right? And Robin has proven time and time again she was just trying to survive. Like Robin could have went to some of the worst pirates in the world with information to try to do dastardly things. She ended up with the Straw Hats and following the Straw Hats. And Aokiji even said that after Enies Lobby, right? Like I was fully intended on taking your life coming back here today, right?
Yeah.
And he said like it seems like the will of O'Hara isn't dead. It's just something like that he said. So it's just like it's interesting. He wouldn't tell her about Saul, but I think Aokiji figured on the path that she was on, she was gonna figure it out at some point.
Right.
It was best for her to find it herself.
I wonder. Do you think Kuzan and Soul? Do you think Kuzan and Soul are also still connected, or was that separated at that point?
What do you mean?
Like, does Kuzan know the knowledge now because of Soul's retrieval of the books?
Okay, so do you think Kuzan, out of curiosity, visited Elbaf to get answers?
Well, that connection is now open to us, right?
It is a
possibility now. Yeah,
it is 100%
that possibility is now open. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody.
Which might have led to his like what he's doing now with Blackbeard and his whole philosophy about the Navy and the government and stuff.
So, Wait, so you think he went to Elbaf like during the 2-year time skip?
Yeah, it could have been literally after O'Hara. Like he could have been working secretly with Soul to decipher the books this entire time.
Trent was going to say. Trent, what were you saying?
What up, y'all? First of all, but I was going to say, I'm pretty sure most people here assume that that Kuzan is working with the revolutionaries pretty much at this point in time, right?
I think he's working with everyone.
Right.
Like maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he's working with the revolutionaries, working with Sword, but I think Kuzan is on the side of neutral good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I just was saying that just to say that there's a possibility that he does know more about the Void Century basically after the fact.
Yeah.
But I kind of like what I don't know if it was Eric that was saying it earlier, just how it adds layers to Kuzan. Just because I've been saying it, he ain't the typical kind of guy. I don't think he's not taking any like orders, at least this point, without like, or at least at that point even without like giving it a second glance. You know what I mean? Like just kind of like you said, like he was like, yo, is she evil because they say she's evil, or is she actually evil type shit?
He wanted to figure it out for himself. Like he was thinking on his own. He was like, that's why he was so. I mean, that could go with the lazy justice, like because he used to be fiery justice, I believe, something like that. Then it changed after the horror incident, and so it seems like he started to question things a little bit. Something that was confirmed this chapter though is that Dragon probably wasn't a Marine, because Dragon said here he did not know who Saul was, and I would assume if you are an admiral or higher up, you would know a vice admiral, right?
Yeah.
Well, it could have been. He's 33 at this point, so just depends on the timeline.
33.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say was,
doesn't it say 33?
Yeah, no, I'm saying 33, but like that's like he should
Young.
That's young.
I mean,
but
he could have been out of the Marines 10 years at this point. Like,
yeah, he grew, especially
that
if
is
he grew up
possible.
with Garp.
That is possible. That is possible.
Yeah, especially if he grew up with Garp. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, if he was like, he would have been 19 and an admiral. If he was like,
do you think he was a 19-year-old admiral?
Probably.
19-year-old admiral is crazy.
Look at fucking Luffy and shit.
I think he definitely had the ability to possibly be an admiral.
This dude here is not somebody that's weak. You see what I'm saying? Like seeing Dragon in this panel, this nigga is strong, bro.
I feel good. I'm finally feeling some hope for Dragon.
Right there. This
nigga is strong, bro.
This
Brago. I felt this is the thing. When you've been reading the series as long as most of us have,
you
can tell. You can literally just tell when a character is meant to be like somebody with an aura of power
and presence.
I think this chapter finally gave me a little bit of hope for what Oda's gonna do with Dragon instead of just like doing some bullshit.
That's what I was saying at the start.
Yeah, more characterization.
It gave him more characterization. Like we've seen him.
Like
we've seen him angry. We've seen him his opinions on the government. It said it made him sick to his stomach.
That was the last straw for him.
Because after Lulicia, we were saying like, oh, Zaba's gonna replace Dragon.
Damn, bro. Like, imagine though, like this guy, right? His dad is the hero of the Marines.
Yeah,
bro. That relationship is one I need some more clarity on.
I feel like Dragon's gonna be that like character that's like gonna be like to Zaba, hold up, young buck. Like you can't be doing this shit, otherwise we're gonna get fucked up.
Well, the thing is,
that's why I think he had.
Based on how Dragon is sick to his stomach because of this, you can understand why he would be so upset of what Sabo potentially did. It was like, we do not want to be like them. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and I feel like Dragon actually does dislike Garp just because of what he said here and what Vegapunk had to remind him about. He's like, hey, there are good people in the Navy. He's telling him like, yo, like remember your goal, buddy. It's not.
I'm sure they probably even have a relationship to where it's like, he probably knows it is that Garp is one of the good guys as well, but it's kind of like a, back in like one of those kind of like father-son relationship type things. But like, I think he had to have been, at least if he wasn't a Marine, was like at least groomed to be a Marine and probably had learned some type of tragedy at some point in time.
It's always like, I wonder why Garp's never like come to terms with like his role in the Navy, because like he's just kind of cool chilling now. It like what happened to him where he didn't want to do anything about it.
He knows his shit too. He was in too deep. Well, by the time with Garp meeting great people like Roger and all these other people, he's probably known like, yo, this ain't all black and white.
Maybe
what I mean?
Maybe he thought he could like control it after Roger died or something.
Yeah, keep some type of pulse over it. But do you guys think that Akainu and Kuzan had some type of like outer, like even though they, they've painted the picture to be a battle and that even the characters themselves act like they don't want to talk about the subject or whatever? Do you think that's like an attempt to like basically throw people off? Like, could they? I'm
starting to feel less and less about that.
What'd you say?
I'm starting to feel less and less about like some agreement that if I win, I become the admiral, the fleet admiral. If you lose, you become the leader of sword type shit. Like,
not necessarily that, but like not necessarily that, but like be like, yo, okay, this is the story we're gonna keep up. You're gonna be doing this. Like I think Akainu knows what Kuzan is on. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he thinks that he's flipped the switch. I think he knows who he is and what he's on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you remember the conversation he had with the Gorosei, he's like, I don't care what he does. He's not a part of the Navy anymore. And then the good Gorosei are like, that's not, you got to pay attention to him.
Yeah, he's brushing like they're not. And even when, and I know this was a movie, but I guess it was what was the film Z? Kuzan was basically just like, yo, I don't want to.
I feel like Akainu isn't the. I don't feel like he's the kind of character that would be like a mastermind player with Kuzan. He's more
he
knows
about
he's
Kuzan.
Literally a hothead.
And I'm not lying. I think he intentionally turns a blind eye to what Kuzan is doing. Right?
Yeah, he's known Kuzan.
I'll say the only thing that supports that is the fact that he left him alive. Because what we know of Akainu is that
finishes the job.
He literally was killing his own Marines in the wake of his destruction. Like in Marineford.
I think they were really good friends, bro. As far as like,
I think they're good friends, but I still think Dragon is the type of guy who puts duty over friendship, though. So that's what I'm saying. Or Akainu is the type of person that puts.
They started their beef when he blew up that ship full of people.
That's what I'm saying. Because remember, Kuzan was somewhat like Aokiji in regards to how spirited he was in regards to his type of justice. I think Ohara changed him, and that was kind of the start of that schism between them. And I think that was where it got to a head. And I don't know if Akainu is feeling some, like, damn, at some point I really fucked with this dude, so I'm not gonna kill him, right?
I'm gonna pull.
And that's why when people bring him up, he's like, I don't even want to talk about him, bro. Like, I don't like he's.
I also think during that fight, it's a long fight, right? I think they had to have been talking during that fight about why
he did, and the different
why all this stuff is going on.
Like,
because him not killing Aokiji goes against a lot of what his character is, right? It's the same way as Aokiji killing Saul would go against what we knew him what to be, right? So it's like, I think that's an important detail in whatever happened between them, especially.
But for him not to care when he goes to Blackbeard, it's like,
I think he's kind of like, bro, he gonna do what he do. We just gotta worry about what we got going on. And I do think in the middle of the fight, like Zaki was saying, Aokiji's asking him, don't you question anything? Don't you question the reasons behind anything? And it kind of probably like, bro, the job got to get done regardless. I don't care who got to die. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it makes Akainu look a bit bad based on how much care it seems Aokiji has taken throughout the years. But, I mean, either way, we're going to get some more answers because Oda's starting to reveal everything.
I also think being the fleet admiral is opening his eyes more to these things that Aokiji may have talked to him about, because his relationship with the Gorosei is like, it's like, oh, even like when he told them, oh, I guess CP0 even went above your heads, which right, because they report to the Celestial Dragons. It's like Akainu's noticing things that he didn't know before. The fact, like the relationship between CP0 and the Celestial Dragons and the Gorosei. So this may help him further along the line. I mean,
I think Akainu is also realizing just how, in this position, how much he's limited and how much your hands are tied, where you're just stuck.
It's kind of like once he became fleet admiral, he realized just how little power the Marines have.
Oh, for sure, especially the fleet admiral. Like you're basically as strong as the people under you, and so it does take away a bit from Akainu post time skip, because we had, I don't know. I mean, I guess I should ask y'all. Have y'all perception about Akainu, has it dwindled post time skip? Is it still the same? Do you still have high expectations?
It hasn't.
It's dwindled for me.
Why, Virgo?
I wouldn't say it's dwindled, but I wouldn't say it's dwindled. No, I don't see a difference. Love it. I don't see a difference between Akainu being fleet admiral and Aokiji being fleet admiral.
Really? The reason I say it's dwindled because he's so gung ho and such an advocate of being like, oh, I'm super justice, absolute justice, like I'm with whatever. But when he gets told any information from the Gorosei, it's just like, I'm not absolute anymore. I do what you say.
I mean, the thing is, what can he really do?
Essentially,
I think he knows he
a
has
government
to.
red dog. So I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's literally a dog in the Marines right now of the world
Yeah, he-
government. But somebody posed an interesting question. What would be different if Aokiji was fleet admiral?
I don't
So
know.
far, nothing.
I don't think they would aggressively put the Marine base
And Marine
in
Fort?
the New World.
But that's
Oh, I mean, at
really.
New
But
World,
even
yeah.
then,
Yeah. That's a kind of
even
thing.
then, nothing's come out of it though.
I don't think
Well, that's
Green
the
Bull would have
thing.
been selected as an admiral.
I don't think so either.
I don't think the fleet admiral has as much like.
not a
power to
chance.
shit.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Still, to your point, they may not have chosen Kuzan, depending upon how much they know him. But if I think how he is, like I don't think he probably wouldn't last in the position long. Like if some shit hit the fan and he would have had to do some fucked up shit, they probably would have ended up taking him out themselves or replacing him.
Wait, who?
Like if Kuzan was fleet admiral, I don't think he could do.
Who's
I don't
taking
think
him
he could do
out?
it.
Here's the tough part, because with Kuzan as fleet admiral, the Gorosei, that's why they wanted Akainu, right? Or and Sengoku wanted Kuzan.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the majority of the Marines wanted Akainu.
They
But
knew who they
Sengoku
could
wanted
control.
Kuzan.
That's something I
Oh.
always wanted some more
You
insight
think
on.
so?
I wanted to know like what Marines were rooting for who. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I
the
agree.
same nigga that was like
Admiral.
murdering niggas in Marineford. Like,
Well, I think to the public, Akainu seems like a more solid face of
Marine.
justice.
Yeah.
No, if you
Because
saw
they're all
if
friends.
the Marines that saw like was at Marineford, I'm sure they walked away from Marineford feeling better about the forces seeing Akainu fight Whitebeard.
Well, and he was the
Yeah,
one that
like,
killed
don't-
Ace.
Right, and taking
Yeah.
out Ace. And basically had the
Like,
Whitebeard
yeah.
Pirates on a run dolo. I'm sure they felt
Right,
like,
like, he
yo, this is the dude we want leading us. The more radical
he looked pretty
Marines,
good.
like the niggas that hate pirates, they
That's a
were
good
probably
point.
rooting for Akainu.
Akainu had more feats as a Marine, like as
That's fair.
as a job position. You know what I mean? It's like
right
immediately after Marineford, he chases off Blackbeard. And
So
captures
we're considering O'Hara feat.
Maybe not that.
No,
That was
I
like
think
a-
after the boat was
No, I'm kidding.
after the boat was going away, he was like, "Job's not finished. Job finished."
Job not finished.
He was like, "Yo, we gotta finish that too." You know, so that
Also, I'll say
Breezy,
this,
I already know who Garp is rooting for. I knew who Garp was rooting for. We ain't get
Garp, Sengoku.
Garp was
It
not
wasn't-
rooting
it wasn't
for
O'Hara.
Akainu, bro. Garp was like, "Nah, fuck that."
It wasn't O'Hara. I'll tell you that much.
They say, nah, Kuzan was wanted to go. They wanted Akainu. No, I believe Sengoku wanted Kuzan. That was his nomination.
Sengoku was his nomination.
Yeah. Yeah,
He went to
Sengoku-
Kong about it.
Yeah, he nominated. That's so weird that they let him fight about it, though. Isn't that crazy? They let
Yeah,
you
they said
two.
here's an island, go at it.
I think that's how much it split apart the Marine headquarters.
Look,
because, like, the
bro,
only-
they like,
the
yo,
only
y'all
one
gotta
is-
fight for it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but it's like if anybody else were to make a decision, it would be bad. Like
It might have
they'll
been their
probably
idea.
That's what I'm saying. It's
No,
like
I think
to
Norris
the
said
Marines
just
are
getting
probably
careful.
like the Marines are probably like, all right, if the Gorosei just pick Akainu, I'm quitting. Some of the Marines probably thought that, right? So
Mm.
this is a way to where they make it seem like, all right, this is fair. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's stronger gets it. They're gonna settle it themselves.
It's just so weird in the Marines when we talk about shit like this. So, if like for the Admiral draft, do you think the Admirals fought against all the other candidates? And then
No.
whoever was stronger was picked?
I don't
I
think
think
so.
I think it's
No, I don't.
I think it could be something where it's like they drafted people, right? There's a world conscription, like they said, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, how do you determine how strong these guys are without testing them yourselves? You know?
And how do you determine how loyal they're gonna be? Like Fujitora doesn't seem all that loyal to the real government.
It's probably a test of both, right? It's probably a test of
Mhm.
character and strength.
I don't
Yeah, I
think they
guess
care
they-
about loyalty though.
I think it
You
was.
don't
I
think?
think
I
they.
feel like I feel like they just wanted power. Just wanted power.
I think strength was probably the first thing they looked at.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean they are referred to as like the ultimate like force.
Yeah,
of the
so it's like,
Marines,
yo, are you strong enough? Bet.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I mean, with Fujitora, I don't know how much they vet your history, but you know, like this nigga came in with a vendetta. from the jump.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess it was
Yeah.
against pirates anyway. Like he was trying to get rid of the warlord system. So
I don't think he revealed that vendetta though.
Yeah.
Like,
They might not know.
maybe they didn't
Well, I
reveal
feel
it, but it's just like, you know.
I feel like we'll really understand his motives once we find out why the fuck he blinded himself.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be a big moment.
Wait, didn't he say some shit like that in Film Red? Like, I forgot what he said.
He did. He did say it in film.
Yeah,
Red.
yeah, yeah.
He said something like, "I wouldn't be blind if I can turn a blind eye" or some shit. Something
No,
like
he's like, if I had the answer to that, I wouldn't be blind.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he proceeds to put them goggles on.
Stupid, bro. Why the fuck you put the goggles on? I didn't understand that at all. We'll talk
I
about
thought it was
that.
a
That
head.
shit was wild.
I thought it was a- I
Still
thought
could
it
have
was-
gave him a headache.
Those goggles were so pointless.
Isn't it not for the ears? It's for the it's for the ears.
They were, but like,
Maybe it's an observation hockey.
It felt like it was for
shot.
both
Still
your
got-
eyes
they
and
still
ears.
got creased by Fatima. Never mind.
Either way, we'll talk
Yeah,
about
never mind, never mind.
Film Red. What are your thoughts on Vegapunk so far?
Yo,
I
I
think
love his
Megapunk's
design.
honestly phenomenal.
You think
In my
you think
opinion.
he's
I love
phenomenal?
Phenomenal. I do.
Okay.
His design?
I really fuck with his design.
No, I like so the whole horror thing like really stuck with me. I feel like his relationship with Dragon and Clover and him like loving the preservation of O'Hara is dope to me.
Oh, I agree then. I agree.
The fact that he cares that much that it brought him to tears.
I mean, no, I just feel like he's just someone that like just wants history to be unearthed, no matter what it costs. I'm not for the government. I'm not for pirates. I'm damn near not for myself.
He
I just
considers
really
himself
want-
a scholar.
I really want
He's a
history just to
scholar,
be
yeah.
unearthed. Yeah, I want history to be unearthed, and I love it about him.
Mhm.
I think
It's
it's
not like-
good, but it's
I think-
still like it's almost like if he's neutral, but he's on the side of information being revealed.
He's
Like,
on exactly. He's on a side of information, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
I really think he just joined the world government for the.
I mean, to
Well,
me,
he's
he's
stuck
on one
in Dragon.
piece. He's
He's
on a
not
side of
neutral.
information.
He's
a
neutral,
one
but
piece
he
reader to me.
also
He's on the
wants the
side of
betterment of the world.
He's on the side of information, and I dig it. He said,
He's- he-
"Fucking nigga, tell me
no, but
something
it's
about
implied that he
you know
was
what I'm
like
saying?
it's implied that he was somewhat forced to work for the world government when we hear about
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
Oda,
captured, right?
Oda,
It's like-
Oda,
Yeah.
could, Oda
Mhm.
could be doing this thing where he's like, either you burn down the establishment or you like work inside of it to try to fix it kind of situation with both
Okay.
of them. That
Hey,
could
Brock,
be
I
it.
think
But that's what
happened
Garp
is,
is.
You
I
know,
think
you
that's
know,
what that is. Say it again, Kev?
I think what probably happened is that they
Wallace.
caught him, and then after they caught him, he could escape whenever he wanted to.
Bro,
But he was like, you
walking
know what?
around
I
like
got a
nothing.
lot of money. I
Yeah.
got a lot of money, so I'll stay.
Coolin'.
So I don't think. Do y'all think he was forced, or they were just presented an opportunity? Like, yo, 'cause he doesn't seem like
I think
he's
he
held
both took
captive,
an
bro.
Bro,
It's like an offer
think
you
he
can't
both.
refuse type shit.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
think
he'd
he
have
showed
all the
respect to the world
resources he ever
government.
wanted, which is what he wants.
right. So it's like,
Bro, like Mads has to be the ugliest organization on the planet. Like,
Get out of here, brother.
they were all really funny looking.
hideous, bro.
Love you too, bro.
Peace
But-
out, man.
But here's the thing.
Damn,
Here's the thing.
Burgo.
Oh,
See you,
shit, I
Virgo.
ain't know Virgo said bye. Peace out, Virgo. But fuck, what was I gonna say? With Mads, I guess the entire time, or the dissolution of Mads, they make it seem like it was the world government coming in, like, yo, you found out some real shit. We want to use you. But it seems like the world government just came to him, was like, yo, nah, this is an opportunity. And he said, fuck all y'all, I'm going with the world government.
Wasn't it implied that like Judge sold him out?
Hmm?
Nah,
No,
It said
he
judge
didn't.
escaped
Come on.
the world
They never
government.
said that,
clutches.
but I wouldn't doubt it.
When Judge was talking about Vegapunk,
I think Judge was just strong enough to avoid being captured.
I can't necessarily.
But
remember
Judge
the whole
technically
get-go.
No,
was
Judge,
like-
Judge
Mhm.
had connections. Judge is a noble. Judge is a noble.
right?
Yeah,
Really?
he's a noble.
Technically,
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
Germa. Germa's a part
He's not
of the
like,
world
he
government.
had clout basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had clout.
You said no one's gonna talk about Dragon's tattoo.
It's-
Well, yeah. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Where it's like his tattoos. It was like he had like a.
It's on his leg.
It's on his leg, and then he tatted it on him. I think that's just resolve, I guess, to show like what he's.
It could be yeah,
You know,
some kind of shit, you know.
it's almost like the mark that they had in Wano of the revolution, and the people that spoiled.
Yo, you
this.
guys.
But the fact that he's
Oh,
wearing this
yeah.
like openly is like.
Because now we know this is why he formed the Revs.
But you guys pretty much have thrown out the whole like Saul being the man marked by red flames, right? Because like, how would
Yeah.
Kid and Law know about like?
Unless Saul came
Saul.
out recently.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Saul would have to come out
I'll be-
publicly and do something.
Well, Lord might know because of Corazon and stuff, because of the Navy connection. That might be a connection. How Lord knows?
I don't think.
No, because Vegapunk
Why do
just
you
said
think
nobody
so?
knows. Nobody is like that he's been in hiding. That nobody's seen Saul or whatever.
Yeah.
He really didn't
I-
like. He basically only half confirmed to Robin.
Actually, wait. Kid does have like underground connections, so maybe that's why he knows.
Nah, I feel like
Kid
that's
has.
too risky.
Yo, Jake,
You
come
say
on.
Kid has underground? I mean, only thing we know
Yeah,
about Kid in the
'cause,
underground is that we saw him watching the goddamn.
Yeah, and Punk has her, so he has to know some
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't think just anybody can watch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Otherwise, there would be a lot more.
I would
people
assume
watching
so with the new information we got from Kid, with basically him taking over, him and the people in his city, taking over the.
Yeah, he basically took over his island.
Yeah, he took over his island. Like he became like a mob boss essentially. So it's not that crazy. He has underworld connections, but
Yeah,
I'd
wasn't
like
it
that for
already
Kid.
like
I
a
feel like that's
dirtbag
good
like place?
for him.
Like, wouldn't they have that kind of shit accessible to them already?
Yeah.
right, because they're not part. They weren't part of the
also
world
think-
government.
I also think Killer and Kid are just those type of people that they look for information about the pirate world.
Specifically,
more than
Killer.
the other. Exactly. Killer
Yeah.
knows.
Killer was the
yeah.
one that had.
Killer knows a lot.
He had a lot of information. Killer always has like the info on the pirates, different situations. So yeah,
He
Killer
broke
gives me,
down the
like,
entire
Ben
tradition of the
Beckman
Ox Bell
vibes.
and everything.
yeah, and
Yeah, but
Mhm.
the reason why it could be Saul is because it's directly before this arc starts, and we know that in the post arc, everything in the post arc is usually related to the next arc.
Yeah.
right.
So we'll go.
Yeah.
Law and Kid and Luffy will be on Elbaf in the same
And the
time.
fact that we saw Robin's face when he was brought up,
Yeah.
that means it has something to do with Robin.
Bro, and Oda pulled some shit in the Black Maria fight because they show up there as well. When she does that illusion stuff, she sees Clover and Soul.
Yeah, that's what like this has been a long
Mhm.
time coming for Oda, and all this stuff is planned out, like even like panel wise. So that like why else would you show Robin confused about the man marked by flames thing? You know, it's like
so y'all are thinking that's Oda kind of setting it up to say that this is the guy
Yeah.
marked by.
Yeah.
flames.
I think that's.
and then
pretty obvious
and then
it's
there's
going.
people I know I've been seeing people in the chat. Well, it's ice. He's not marked by flames. Like, why would a man that was frozen and just frozen need to be bandaged up like from head to toe? They clearly burned
Well,
him to get out of it.
ice melts.
Mhm.
Yeah, ice melts, and then you can get burnt. Then
No, but I think
No,
I
but the
think
ice. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's,
whoever-
no, that's
I think whoever
exactly,
freed
Eric.
him used-
Exactly, the ice melted.
I think whoever used him.
yeah, like people like
Look
losing
at
their
Akane.
minds.
Look at Akane. Akane has basically burn marks. You can argue.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
Oda can
yeah.
just do like that.
yeah.
But not only that, right? I think whoever freed him used fire because whenever somebody gets freed from the ice time, right? They're usually they don't have to be wrapped up in bandages from head to toe, right?
Right.
What
Right.
an ice time capsule.
I don't know.
It was pretty fucked. It was pretty fucked up. It was pretty fucked up before the ice
thi-
time. Anyway, right?
Yeah, that nigga was about to die, but somehow he's not dead.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
so
on his
bandage
last,
from head to toe.
Yo, Wallace is not
Yo,
feeling the
bro,
Saul
Ben-
being alive at all, man.
Bro, Brago, I can't wait for Bellamere to walk up, bro. Next chapter, bro. I'm so excited.
See,
Yeah,
that's
I
a little
thought
different.
the depth of the backstory.
That's a little
That'd be great.
different. Wait,
Wait on it, bro. She's like, oh,
Does-
Nami, I had amnesia. I can't find you.
Yeah.
Does you think Akainu has like a Kuzan that has a maybe dry ice ability, like a
I
awakened
think he,
dry ice?
yeah, I think he definitely has like an absolute zero, like dry ice. I think he definitely has those type of abilities.
You didn't need to do all that if you're going to free him.
No, not
I don't-
against
yeah,
Saul.
I
Not
think-
against Saul. No.
But I think Soul being the man marked by flames is probably the best we got. And it's
That's probably the
most
best we
obvious
got. It's
thing.
just
Yeah,
about
that's what-
how.
that's what
Why
I'm
is
saying.
it a spectacle now? Like, is it an underworld thing, right? Is it an underworld thing that this guy is making it known that he has the final poneglyph, right? Or did Saul do something really recently? So a lot of people now
Some
know.
rumors.
You know, is it rumors? Like, how do they know that has Saul been making moves in the background to set things up?
It's
right?
all yeah.
Is Saul
Is
trying
Saul
to
trying to,
find
like,
the other poneglyphs himself?
Poneglyphs.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, is that Saul Strahd?
Hold on.
Oh man. Does Emu got Saul Strahd on lock?
If Emu had Saul Strahd, Emu would have Saul.
Word.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
I feel like, and I also feel like this was always meant to be, just because of Jaguar having the D initial. He had to have been a much
Yeah,
more
that's
important
true.
character than that giant that just comes and dies, you know?
I think the D initial just for the Luffy connection. The D Jaguar being a D saved Robin back then, and Luffy being a D saved her and any zombie. Stuff like that. That's how I took it.
But it's interesting though
Nah,
that like
but every D we've met has been an important, very, very important character. You know what I'm saying?
so. Let
Like,
me ask
a
y'all:
driving force.
do y'all think? Because I think Saul could be the final. I think if Saul is the guy that has the final poneglyph, he might be the final piece to the puzzle where everybody somewhat reunites in Elbaf again.
Yeah, I
Kid,
think
Kid,
I'd like
case.
that.
Law,
Yeah.
and Luffy
But
reunite
here's
in
the thing. Didn't he
Elbaf.
say he hated the giants of Elbaf?
No, that I think Elbaf is where we learn about the D clan.
Well,
I agree.
Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I feel like Saul's got to be.
And
there.
I think
But
Law
did you guys
got
talk
to
about
be
the-
there.
He has to be there. That's
Yeah,
his
Law
goal.
gotta be
Did you
there.
guys
Part of the
talk
goal.
about how those giants in the flashback is Hydruden and his crew? Did you talk about? it?
Well, I saw
No,
that was
That's,
Gerd, right? I know that was Gerd, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also Hydruden. You can say.
I really like
Yeah,
that.
Hyrid
Wait,
in there.
Yeah, that's.
He's got his
crazy.
little helmet and all the hair.
Oh,
Yeah, and then he's got his little his other guy with the horned helmet as well.
Yeah.
So
Wait a
it's
minute.
sort of
Wait,
like-
wait. Why? Wait. I have a question. See, this is one of the problems I have with this. Why hasn't Saul contacted Robin yet?
Because
If he's alive.
Yeah,
because
He's in
because
hiding, nigga. They got
the
his
Marines
tribe.
Don't care about
the
her no
Marines
more,
and
bro.
CB0
Hold on.
literally look. The Marines and
Um,
CB0 literally have ears on everything, dude. They knew when the Blackbeard pirates pulled up the ball to go out because they probably hacked the phones. They knew when Shanks was meeting Whitebeard. They know everything, bro. But the only thing is, like, when we're talking about people meeting people and sending
not
out
time yet.
messages,
It's just not time. I think
yeah.
because okay, Saul contacts Robin, right? It's like, yo, what's up?
live.
How you been? Like,
Yo, pull up.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, pull up on me, pull up on me. Like, it's just like, in One Piece
Yeah,
characters
Robin
don't
wouldn't believe
interact
him.
until it's necessary.
Especially when the entire world government is after Robin hunting.
They're
her down
after Robin,
constantly.
and they like if Saul is still alive, doesn't that present some like say he could have contacted Robin before Kuzan left the Marines, right? Then it's like, well, how the fuck is he still alive? Like, okay, what's going on with you, bruh? So it's just like to
Bro,
protect
he's
all parties
literally
involved.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my thing in the background.
Not only that, but
Saul is reading the
it's
newspaper.
bigger than him now. It's bigger than him now because he has the entire information of the Void Century,
And
with
he's
him.
a D.
And he's a D, exactly.
So like that's the final piece. He could be the final piece in so many aspects. Final poneglyph, the final piece of the Will of D. He could probably get some information on Blackbeard. Who knows? Right?
Final straw hat. Oh, got it.
Final
Yo,
straw- Yo,
Stop.
Trent got to stop this.
y'all think
Bro,
Kuzan's
you
fucking with
heard
him?
it
now?
here first.
Is Kuzan fucking with him?
Yeah, like is he still meeting up with him? You think he's like in cahoots with him still?
Nah, I think he's too close to
Because
Blackbeard.
they had a connection. If he's still alive, I expect Kuzan. to
Okay,
know
I
about it.
think whatever. I think Kuzan visited Elbaf.
Yeah, he did. He had to.
I think he visited Elbaf, and I think Kuzan found out a lot of information about the world in Elbaf. Because if they let Vegapunk tour the facility, I'm sure when Kuzan went there, the man that saved this guy, he's gonna get, like the red carpet rolled out and it's like, yo, here's what's going on, here's what happened. And that could be tying into why Kuzan felt the need to go under Blackbeard. Where whatever information he found out, he was like, okay, out of all the shit I gotta do, I gotta corral this nigga right here. Cause this dude, he's the problem. Right? So I think he definitely knows some shit. Someone said,
I think he left the Marines first.
No, I think he went while he was a Marine.
Okay, yeah.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I would like it to be after.
Maybe that's why
He definitely went while he was a Marine, probably.
Bro, the thing is, when we got introduced to Kuzan, they talked about how he was always on going around and shit like that, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my thing is though, it's like, I think him being in the Marines, I think he has to, because if he meets Saul as a Marine, that means Saul tells him everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then why is he still in the Marines at that point, right?
Right.
Well,
But then
the thing
it's
is,
like-
why was he still in the Marines after O'Hara?
Well,
I
it
think,
could be sword.
I think for him, he felt like he could change it from within.
Right.
Yeah, but
Somewhat like
but
Garp.
him
But
But him-
now he has knowledge and he was gonna be more active within it, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
but here's my thing, right? Where it's like him meeting Saul.
Yeah.
He learns a lot, right? And it's some world breaking shit, right?
Zaki, let me ask you this: could that be the reason why he felt he was so gung ho about being the fleet admiral? He's like, nah, we cannot. I gotta be the dude to do it, right? Then after the L, he had to pivot.
But the fleet admiral doesn't
Yeah.
help you in that aspect though. Well, like
Yeah,
as
because
we see-
you're just like a vessel for the Gorosei.
I don't know how much you realize that until you start doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But the thing is, remember Kuzan, right? Kuzan went and visited Robin while he was a Marine, and was like, "Hey, shorty, you got lucky. You got lucky." So you know what I'm saying?
But Robin's position isn't as dangerous as Saul's position because Saul has everything to look after, right? But meanwhile, the Marines kind of knew where Robin was, right? They knew she was with Crocodile, all this other stuff. I don't know if they knew she was with Crocodile, but it's like they weren't like, all right, we need this bitch now. It's only a 79 million bounty, right? Her bounty only increased now, and I think, and wait, I want to also bring this up, right? I think that you know how you're talking about the incompetence of the Navy and all that, right?
Yeah,
I don't think
this
it's
is
the
nasty.
incompetence of the Navy, but how much Emu is holding from everybody else, right? Because
they don't see understand
Exactly.
the importance of it.
they don't really know the reason why they're doing a buster call on O'Hara. They don't
So for
know
them, they
what
just
they're-
see books and it's just
this
like,
has
books.
nothing to do with history to them. This has nothing to do with history for them. To the Marines,
Okay,
right?
so maybe not Marines, but world government incompetence. Because if
No, but I also think it's not even the world government's fault because we know that the Gorosei themselves didn't know about all the details about Nika, right? And the Goma Goma no Mi. Something happened mid arc where they found out, right? And I think it's
Okay.
remember last week we were talking about how Emu holds so much information, right? Away from the rest of the world because he lived for so long, right?
Yo, hold
Assuming,
on,
right?
Zaki.
What's up?
Somebody said I knew I shouldn't have skipped so many chapters. Who's this Saul guy?
Yo, that's crazy.
Saul Goodman.
Is that Gio's burner? Nah, go ahead.
But yeah, I'm just saying like it's the downside of holding so much information from the people who work for you. You get what I'm saying?
I'm
I
gonna
get
be
that.
honest. I think it's just that Oda didn't realize how big bounties would be in the future when he made that
I
bounty.
agree. I agree.
I think to Zaki's point
I
about
think that's a
holding
little bit of part of it.
information. To Zaki's point about holding information, it reminds me of the Big Mom Pirates and how like just how incompetent they were because they didn't communicate, and so that could be tied to it. But I just feel like it's just simple things where you destroy O'Hara, but I guess they're not gonna tell them why we destroyed O'Hara. Hey, burn all the books as well. It's like
It's kind of well, Brago. It's kind of interesting, right? Because like
Yeah.
real world governments are completely incompetent as well. But like in a narrative, we expect like pure execution. Of
Yeah.
events.
Yeah. I guess they feel like because the people were dead, there was no reason. Like the books were not significant in any way.
I mean, the books have probably taken a long time to repair because they're in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know how like sturdy the books are.
What's kind of like if you're so mad about them having information. What if Clover wrote down everything on like a sticky note and someone found it? Like what then?
Everything on a sticky note.
A sticky note.
Yeah,
That's a big ass sticky note.
Sticky note.
Maybe it's in like a dial, right? He recorded it all.
He just recorded it.
Sticky
Before
note
Clover
dial.
died. Before Clover died, he was talking about the name of the kingdom. What if they wrote that down in the books? Why would you
Yeah.
not destroy the books?
But the thing is, even if they don't,
Because they don't know what they're shooting him for.
Yeah, I don't know
Right?
if the
Yeah, they
higher
didn't
ups
know.
that
They didn't know.
You think,
O'Hara,
destroy the
but
books.
But the Goros, I
O'Hara
thought shouldn't the
didn't have
Goros
the
just order
complete
them to
history,
destroy the
though,
books
did
though? Like shouldn't the Goros just say, "Hey, burn all that shit, like
Mm.
everything down"?
The Gorosei might not have known.
but then you have people saying why? Why
are we
burning
doing this?
down? Right? They don't want anybody to even have an inkling of what's going on, right?
But then when
They
they
literally
say, "Why
destroy
are
the-
we
they
doing this?"
literally-
for the bodies.
They literally kill anybody who asks a single question, right? So why are they going to? I'm going to do what's told to me,
well,
right? And I'm not gonna ask about
Let's say
shit.
he had
The
a
Navy
notes. He had
would-
a notes app.
the Navy were gonna let like women and children leave, but then Arcade was like, nah. So like they didn't have. It seems like they didn't have a direct order to like kill everybody.
Exactly.
They just
Because
burn
they're
the island.
Like think about it. If there is actual scholars leaving, right, on that boat, right, then that means
The whole point of it is like
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no point then.
That's why I kind of
So
gave
that
that order.
I mean that shows you how clueless the Marines are because they didn't even think to do that. If the Marines actually knew we have to destroy every piece of information, they would have blown that ship up. You know what I'm saying? But the Marines just know they're like, oh, we're just destroying the island. That's all we're doing. We're just destroying the island.
Yeah, they're just
But I
following
think
orders
here's the
blindly.
thing: if more people knew about exactly why they were doing it, that would probably cause some dissension. Where it's like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Why are we?
Can't tell them.
You know, so you just can't tell them that you're killing them because they have the information. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things that I agree, Zaki. Like the information does lead to the incompetence, but oh my god, bro, it's just okay. What about Professor Clover, bro?
Oh, Clover.
Yo, I did
the
not
Clover,
expect Clover to
I
be
think
so
that's what I'm
bad.
saying. I think that lies within the same thing, right? If it's not like they're sending admirals to go get Clover, right? Because that.
But they say he was
shows your
captured
hand.
10 times, no?
Yeah, but this guy's
Sound like some Kaido shit.
Right?
Yeah, but it could have
not
been for
crazy,
like
I think,
it
bro.
could have been for like Vice Admiral Strawberry or something.
Bro,
also
No,
we're
well, my
underestimating
thing
we're
is that-
underestimating.
Oh, his
go
strength? You think Clover was strong?
No,
Bro,
not-
yeah,
no,
bro.
no,
Clover was
Top
Clover
tier.
was rock. Clover was a pile
Clover's
of rocks.
top tier.
No, I don't think I'm not saying Clover's range, but just the scope of the scholars, right? Because we know that they had people all over the world, different crews of scholars looking for shit, right? Whereas like Olivia's on doing her mission, Clover's here. I think it's like, yo, anybody gets captured, all the other scholar crews go find a way to get this nigga out of there, type shit. Especially the leader of the scholars. This is an entire island of people dedicated to finding out something. You know what I mean? They got to be dedicated.
So Clover walked, so Kaido could run? That's what you're telling me?
Yeah. Also, he's a beast, man. Look at him at the edge of that ship.
Yeah, he does look cool. He does
They
look
look
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, I'll say this. After the 4th time, I would have shot that nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm saying, especially when like your whole thing is about stifling information, and this dude is sailing the seas as like an archaeologist or a scholar, bro.
Yeah, but they don't know how. The Marines don't know how bad that is.
When exactly did they decide? After like CP9 arrived and looked at it, or what?
I'm
When
actually.
when did they make the decision?
CP0 is the one that came to kill people, or it's not CP9, it's CP0, CP9. When
CP9,
CP9 pulled up, it's like, oh, we're on
Clover's
killing people.
dangerous.
He's dangerous.
He's
guys.
dangerous. Nah, I don't know. I just don't like the whole concept of 10 times. And they were like,
The
yeah,
Navy a bunch of bums, man.
The Navy literally a bums, bro.
they're bums, bro.
No. We have a
These
Kanye.
these are
Yeah, Brago. It was probably like Prince who captured him 10 times. It
Yeah,
wasn't
Bruce, yeah.
anyone, yeah,
Prince.
Prince
anyone
Bruce.
significant. Yeah,
No.
Doll.
with some
Tough one.
bum captain that doesn't do anything.
But another thing.
They said, are you going to just shoot random scholars? I mean, at this point, he's a pirate, right?
Yeah, he's a pirate at that
A
point.
pirate.
Do we know if he's a pirate?
Yo,
The image that they showed, it looked like this nigga was on some Roger shit. Like, yo, I'm about to go sail. I'm about to collect all the books in the verse, bro. Type shit.
Wait, I have a question.
Books in the verse.
This nigga had a sword, bro. This nigga wanted. He's about that action, bro. This nigga was a pirate.
yo,
G.
Clover might have found laughs.
Yo,
for
if
that.
anything, if you're a scholar, you sail, right? You should have a book in your hand, like just fucking.
But
you
here's the
don't-
thing was Nolan wasn't a pirate.
You know, fair.
And he's on the same shit, right? A man jumping out with a fucking sword, killing everything he sees that's gonna destroy his crew, right?
That's true.
He's not a pirate. He's just an adventurer. I
That's
think there
fair.
are
That's
adventurers in this.
Yo, if I'm the Marines, anybody on the seas that's trying to have fun, you're a pirate, nigga. What is you talking about?
Also,
Back inside. Hey, I'm out, my G's.
Hey, peace out, Trent. Appreciate you pulling up, my
Hey, yo,
dude.
take it easy, bro.
Yeah, but the one more thing about Clover is like he had to have been a beast to even get to all these poneglyphs, right? Because he got to the truth that probably took multiple poneglyphs to find out, right?
Yeah.
Because,
I think he was tactical.
yeah. Well, I mean, come on. This is the world of One Piece, though, right?
You gotta be
You gotta be a bit of
strong
a
to get
beast to
that.
travel around, right? Some of these poneglyphs are in the New World.
Maybe he had a strong ass crew.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Who, Clover? I mean,
Yeah.
the people are asking in the chat, did Clover have a black blade? I don't know. We gotta.
Yo, Jesus.
That's a
man.
myth right there, man.
I mean, don't sleep, man.
Yeah,
Maybe he's
but,
called
I mean,
Professor for a different reason.
Some of these poneglyphs are in the New World, right?
I mean, maybe he had a black mind.
Yo, black.
What?
Chill.
A black brain?
A black brain.
Don't let Zoro find out, man.
Hey, man.
Yo, black brain.
It looked like Vegapunk got a black brain, if anybody.
Bro.
I mean, what? Okay, so what's going on with Vegapunk nowadays? Like, this nigga look regular now. Did he cut his brain off? Is the
Yeah,
information
he
out
straight
there
up
now?
cut his brain off.
I think he
and
really
implemented
cut
that
his
shit.
brain into like 8 parts and then just
Gave it
to all
up?
of them.
So
Yeah.
Chaka got the top part, and then he just divvied it up to like the lowest is probably
Don't be stupid. That would kill him.
Hey,
Yo,
he
can't get that
like
shit.
that.
What if he had the OP no me?
He does though.
Personality.
He
The
does
juicer
it.
might have helped him out.
Law does.
Man,
Boom.
What if he made a law?
what if through the procedure his brain shrunk and then he's like, I'm gonna need some plastic surgery for the rest of this skin on my head because it's not filled with brain matter anymore.
I mean,
What if
yeah.
he got an
Dr.
apple
Mi-
on the top of
He
his
goes
head?
Or
Dr.
what if he just had
Miami.
a cavity?
the fact that he had
Dr.
his shape up
Miami.
back then too was crazy.
Dr. Roos kind of.
Yeah, he was. I kind of like his swag, the way he's walking around with his hands in his pockets.
Stop it, bro.
Bro, why
Why
is his tongue
hanging
like
out,
that?
though?
Why
Yeah,
is
his
his
tongue's
tongue like that?
wild.
I'm so confused.
It's because of the Albert Einstein picture where he has his tongue out.
Oh yeah, you probably right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I
Did the apple on the
Someone-
head
still
and like.
nasty.
So Oda just went
Bro.
like super over the top. We gonna turn him to licky tongue.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, I'm
it.
gonna say this. I never want to
Freaky
see
thing.
Shaka take off his helmet. He's the coolest one. I never want to see him take that off.
I don't
I
think he
don't
got
think
anything
there's-
under
I don't
there.
think there's a face. I don't think
I
there's a
don't
face
want Oda
beneath
to
that.
ruin him. Don't ruin Shaka.
There probably
Shaka's
isn't
just the
anything.
helmet
Well,
with
I
the
think there is
chip.
something under there. Okay, we gotta place bets now. Who did Vegapunk make Chaka look like?
Ooh.
That punk.
Dragon.
I was
that
thinking
snake.
Dragon.
Yo, that would be crazy.
I was thinking Dragon. What y'all
Dragon,
think?
Dragon. Dragon or
Saul?
Sora. Sora from the Germa comics.
Oh yeah, that Sora theory would.
But
be
here's the
crazy.
thing: like all the other
Yeah.
Vegapunks are here chilling, like accomplishing work, and it looked like the actual Vegapunk was in trouble.
Yeah, where
He
the
was just
fuck was
trying.
he?
No, he was trying to get to Luffy. I think that's why he warped to them and said, like, come with me. You know?
Also,
Let's-
he can
let's-
warp. What the fuck?
Yeah, he warped.
He
to
said,
them.
"Save me."
He can
Okay, it looked
teleport.
like. Hold on. It's so
the
weird.
the big loud bang is him teleporting there.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
what
he's
that
not on
is?
the ground though.
Yeah, because look, he's not. If you look on the panel where Luffy's standing on top of it before that big loud bang, there's nothing in the center of it. But then all of a sudden, the big loud bang, there's half of his body in it.
It's like he's
Yeah,
coming
I
out.
think he
Like,
came out of the
it's like
ground,
a
though.
Blue
Was
Note
he?
door.
Was he?
It's like a Blue Note door. For
Or
his
was he
teleport.
in it? Or did
No. He warped to them, but landed in the center of the thing.
of Quasar? Or who's Quasar?
Oh,
Look, I
Is
think that's
Quasar
his
the
speech
robot?
pattern. That might be his speech pattern now. I think.
Oh, you saying?
Oh,
it's Quasar after
okay.
everything?
So when he warped, he went too deep and he got stuck,
yeah.
and then they saved him and pulled him out.
Mm,
Oh, it's kind of like someone teleporting, but they like got half their body like in a wall. You gotta pull them
oh, I
out.
see.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
he
Do
warped.
you
there,
think because he put all his like knowledge into his other his
So you
forms
don't
that
think
he's
he
not
was-
like as smart?
No,
Okay.
I think it's just a gag. It's an older gag, basically.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
see.
As far as warping, why do you think he warped?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Because
it's
what
just
it's looking
Oda
like
showing
is
off the
looking
tech.
like he was in Quasar, not in Quasar, in this fucking robot.
No, it bent space time around him because you know that thing where
Yeah.
it's like there's a theory where it's like if you warp.
Oh,
the-
he did say it.
like-
Perhaps space time bent mid warp.
Oh yeah.
So he did warp.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he warping?
Yeah, is that a devil fruit?
I think it's tech. It's probably tech.
Yeah, it's tech, teleportation tech. You can
Yeah.
tell it's not as broken as
As Van Auger.
Yeah.
Van Auger has good control of it, right?
Yeah. Yo, he can tell
Mm.
what that's crazy. What the fuck?
That's crazy. What the
Perhaps
hell?
Also,
He's got,
space-time.
like,
it doesn't seem like he can warp people because he's flying away with them rather than warping them.
Where's he
Gazooks
going?
look
Oh,
like he's
shit.
flown too far.
Yeah, he's the Doc Brown type.
And this is what
archetype.
Bonnie remembered too. It's like this is the
Yeah,
guy.
she's-
This is what I saw back then.
Next
this-
chapter, we definitely getting Kuma shit.
Of course, she's definitely confronting him about it.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna explain something.
I think Oda goes with Zora and them.
Oh, you think?
Zoro?
The hell are they doing, man?
And then,
I think
or maybe
they're-
kid. Maybe we get some kid stuff. What's kid? What kid?
I
What's
don't think we
kid
get
up
kid
to?
stuff yet.
Nah,
I
not
think
yet.
for the kid stuff, I think
But
we
the next-
wrap up the law stuff first, and
The
then we
next
go.
time
We
we
see
see
Law next to
Zoro,
Pudding.
the next time we see Zoro and Brook is when CP0 pull up. That's literally the reason they're there. They're
Alright,
on the
You
ship.
think
They're on the
Zoro and
board.
Brook solos CP0?
No.
I actually think Brook will face Kaku, but not beat him.
Oh, bro,
think
bro,
it'll be.
we're getting folded. It's
Yeah, he's gonna
unfortunate.
get, but
I need
that's
a
what I'm
Brook
saying.
dub.
Wait, by who? Kaku?
Yeah, Brook ain't fought by Kaku.
Yeah.
Because CP0, the way they come in, they're gonna have to come to the
I
same
wasn't
port
thinking
where
about
the Sunny
Kaku,
is at,
bro.
right?
They said
Whenever
against Zaki?
whenever someone's left at the ship in One Piece, it's always like they're there to see who comes next type shit. Like
Yeah.
Joel on the Sunny type shit,
So
right?
Brago, you gotta admit that Zoro didn't mean what you thought he meant
With what?
with him requesting something from Vegapunk.
For the
He
smile.
doesn't, even, he doesn't even want to talk to him.
That's interesting, Brago, isn't it? That's crazy.
Wait. I'm confused. What do you mean?
Oh, now he's confused.
No, what's changed? What's changed?
Seems like he doesn't have any questions for Vegapunk at all.
I mean, it's like we haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
What agenda is Eric pushing?
I don't know. I guess Eric, is that like you're talking about the official versus TCB?
Well, I came in here telling you what he meant, and then you're like, nah. And now we're here.
No, I was saying that nothing really changed in regards to translation for me. I think that's what I said.
But
Right.
but he's asking you if you think Zoro still wants something from his Vegapunk.
I mean, as far as like Zoro and the Straw Hats, like what do they want? Are they still requesting something?
No,
Yeah.
like Zoro specifically.
But I feel like Zoro was talking for himself and them as a crew. That's the
I
idea I
don't
got.
know.
So it's just like, do they still want something? I think they still want something from him.
I think it was him though. That seemed pretty personal.
Yeah, I think they still want something from him. We gotta wait.
Hey,
and see.
maybe-
It's still early, Eric.
Okay. Did you guys talk about Vegapunk being Perospera's father? Perospera?
Yes.
What?
Right.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Paraspera's father? What?
That
Yeah.
tongue.
Look at the tongue. What do you mean?
That'd be the worst shit in history, bro.
No
I'm
way,
sorry.
bro.
That would 100% be the worst shit.
No way.
Bro, can you
No
imagine Big Mom and Vegapunk? Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
don't even want
And then having that
How-
weak
how-
ass
how
child,
else-
bro.
How else would Paraspera know how to
Bro,
build?
chill on Perospera. He's 700 million.
Look, Eric. How else would Paraspera know how to build a
That's
whole
right. The
Vegapunk
candy
lab?
factory.
An escalator,
The,
bro.
the candy
Oh,
factory.
true.
Did you forget
Fuck,
about the
I
A
candy?
forgot.
whole lab.
I forgot.
And yeah, that's
from
right.
memory?
And the candy steel.
I mean,
And the candy bullets.
He did build a perfect escalator.
The candy bullets goes
And
Oh,
through
the escalator.
Sanji.
I forgot.
The candy
The
escalator.
Sanji bro, the candy bullets is gonna one shot Sanji.
Holy fuck, guys, stop.
Thank you. I
To
think
be fair, regular bullets can do that too.
I'm starting to believe it now.
But them bullets kind of suck because Reiju and Ichiji were getting hit by fucking like miniguns full of that shit, and they're just like, ouch.
Raid suit.
It's so tough
Yeah.
because Reiju got one shot by Pudding with
She was wearing her raid suit.
a
Brago.
candy bullet.
She was in her pajamas, bro. Come on, man.
But Reggie's just ass, bro. Reggie's just ass.
Even though her raid suit
Yo,
doesn't cover much.
Brago, that stream last night was wild, bro.
Which one? Oh, I forgot about it. Yeah.
What?
Yo, the tell Brago.
What was that woman's name you're going crazy about?
Which one? There's a few of them.
Oh
In
my
that group,
God.
in that what was it?
Oh,
The big girl.
K Carbon?
Yeah, Carvin, that's right.
K Carbon?
Oh my god, that shit was wild.
K Carbon and who else?
You talking about Ratchet Girls
Slamaroni?
and how much you love
Slamaroni?
them. It was crazy.
Like Ratchet Hoes.
Who are y'all talking about?
Eric, because
Yeah.
Eric don't listen to rap, and so like when he don't like black girls'
Yeah.
edges, you know.
I hate edges, bro.
Oh,
It just
Eric was
suck.
Eric said, bro, what are those
What the
things on
hell?
her? What are those things on her forehead? I hate those.
No, I
things.
know what they are. I just didn't know what they were called.
Oh nah.
Then you don't know what they are.
Yeah, we have
I've seen them. I
That
just
might
didn't
be
know what they're called.
that might be motivated.
Hey, it felt a little racial, you know. I was like, okay. The Eric,
There's something
you know,
there.
Eric is like, what is this stuff? They got this stuff on their hair. They're
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
this ghetto stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
was-
like
was
any
saying
of it.
They're
What happened to
poisoning
And then
lyrics?
proceeds to talk up down on
Listen, can they stop talking about pussy? Can they talk about something else?
I said they should talk about cum more. That's what I said.
What?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Wait, what the hell were y'all doing, bro?
It was a wild stream, all
It was
right?
a wild
Don't worry
stream.
about it.
It's a wild stream.
Bro.
We were reacting to Glorilla and her compadres back
Jesus
from
Christ.
back in the day.
That was
Slime had Brago acting up.
Hey, Slimeroni, come on now.
Yo.
I was fucking with her. I ain't gonna cap.
Wait, they have
Why is
names?
everybody saying Zoro?
Yeah,
Why?
Slimeroni, Kate Carbon, Gloss, Big Gloss, right? Alizé.
You know what?
Brago
what's funny?
pretending like it was like good the whole time.
Bro, I fuck
You know
with
what's
it.
funny?
Crazy troll.
People in the chat right now saying Zoro bodies Lucci, but you guys are not gonna be ready for when Kaku clashes with him, and then Lucci just walks right past him to go kill the rest of the big.
Yo,
Nah,
what
nah,
the
nah, nah, nah.
fuck?
That's literally what's gonna happen. I
need that.
swear to
I
God,
need that.
look, clip this shit right now. When CP0 pulls up, Kaku's gonna jump out the ship, clash with Zoro. Lucci's gonna be like, "Hey, you got that. Go ahead to the rest of them."
Well, we always say this though, like for these right hands, they should be able to hold off another right hand, at least for a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
At
Like,
least for a
there's
little
no way. There's no way Oda writes Lucci fighting Zoro in any capacity.
No way.
Like,
No way.
I agree.
Mhm.
No way. And
I
we got
think
we got Hattori for Brooks, so we good.
I'm not.
Yo, chill.
That's not me. That's not me saying that Lucci's stronger than Zoro. I'm just saying Lucci and Zoro fighting is not gonna happen. Like, he's just going to walk past him while
It's happened before.
Kaku fights him.
So here's what I realized about Zoro fans or Zoro stands. I think
They're
more
stupid.
often than not, they're willing to give Zoro the benefit of the doubt. Like in a situation against like someone like Law or Kid, where we feel like it's fairly close, they're like, well, it's Zoro, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. And
It's
so,
Zoro.
it could be viewed as silly in certain situations, but every time I talk to them or interact with them, it seems like, okay, I understand it's close, but I'm gonna give Zoro the benefit of the doubt because of who Zoro is, type shit. Which is like, I get it, right?
I think it's because Zoro gives the impression that he never is going all out.
And if it's like close, you bet on the will of the character. And I mean, I get it. If
It's just because of the importance in the story. Like, Zoro's the right hand of the Pirate King.
wait, let me ask you real quick. Do y'all think anything changed for y'all in regards to Zoro versus Law when Law is fighting Blackbeard, or no?
I always had Law above Zoro.
I got Law. I had Zoro before this, but I got Law now.
No, people like, look, man, right? We, at the end of the day, we gotta take what the author has in mind with these characters, and he has Law and Kid as the next up as Luffy's rivals. That's how it's going to be. I know people don't like it because of power scaling and all this stuff.
Don't include Kid in that though.
It's
Well,
Kid
I don't
is
know.
literally going to be in that.
Don't Kid's not
Law
Kid's not allowed.
and Kid are literally always, until a certain point in the story, when the Straw Hat crew is so strong that Zoro is like up there where Rayleigh used to be, right? Zoro is always going to be portrayed as the fourth strongest among those four.
So you think like Kid's gonna be top 3 in the series, or
No. I don't think he'll be top 3 in the series because I think Zoro is gonna take that Rayleigh spot where he's like the guy who can be a legend on his own type shit, right? But it's not yet. He's not hitting those strides just yet. That's why Oda had him fight.
always
a
comes
right-
back to Zoro?
That's why Oda had him fight a right hand man in King.
I don't know yet. I gotta review the tape. But it's close. It's close to Zoro and Law. But Kid, I don't feel like Kid is ever gonna get his just due.
Man got his
He's
back
getting-
story in SBS.
Yeah, he's never gonna get a fair shake in these matchups. In regards to general consensus.
Yeah.
But I do think Kid is.
Oda don't just shit. You know?
I think Kid is strong as hell. I just don't understand why everybody doesn't think that as well. But
Because he's got a haki. That's the
He's
main
physically strong.
He's got no heart.
People underestimate his
that's probably the main
physical
specific reason why. He did no.
somebody said you don't know Ray wasn't close to Roger. You're just pulling that out of your ass.
Bro, Ray was
True.
not close.
Like, we don't know
come on.
necessarily how close, but he was.
To be fair,
No,
to be
if
fair, I
Roger was
think
a 10,
the
Ray
only
was
reason
like a 6.
I don't think Ray. I never said Ray was close to Roger, but I think Roger wasn't just a Yonko level dude. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right, but this always gets back to the question, like how much, like 10%, 40%, 100% more than
Yeah,
Kaido.
I'm not. I don't give it that much credence where I'm like, this is how strong Rayleigh was. But I think when it comes to Rayleigh, he's kind of that guy who's stronger. He's stronger than any other first mate in history by a big portion.
Nah, Ben Beckman.
Hold on one second.
I don't.
Do you count?
If Ben Beckman has Conqueror's Haki, maybe.
Do you
Ben Beckman's
count?
frauded Kizaru twice now.
Okay,
Oh
Eric,
my
I
God,
ain't not.
shut
This
up,
nigga didn't talk
Eric.
about the movie. Are you?
Yeah.
Brago, I saw you review.
Oh my
The
Yeah.
cope is next
It's
level
not cope.
cope.
It's not cope. It's logic.
Oh, look.
So,
It's logic.
Look.
it's high level cope.
If we're taking the movie into account, the fact that normal civilians was putting fucking bumps and bruises on those niggas,
I'm saying though, like
Shanks,
Shank, yo, I'm like, yo, if this,
like,
yo,
like
if
Kaido and Big Mom, you have to have certain levels of Haki to even fucking touch them and make it sense, right?
yo,
and then
it,
Shanks is getting punched in the face and bruised.
All I know is
if
every
my
time
nigga
Shanks
James
is on
Matthew is
screen and
putting bruises on Shanks like that, what do you think of Kaido doing?
Brago, all I know is literally every time Shanks is on screen, he frauds admirals, and then you're like, nah, every time. So
Bro,
I
how
don't
do
know
you
every
fraud-
time that's
Bro,
happened.
he made
frauds
the admirals though.
admirals.
Like they're the weakest
He
ones.
fraud admirals, bro. Listen, like with the whole Kizaru thing, Kizaru's a troll. So the whole Shanks
Twice?
thing. No,
Twice.
here's the thing. I mean, here's the crazy part about it. If Shanks
Kizaru
was
ready to-
if Shanks was the monster, right, that the admirals are so scared of, why the fuck did Kizaru pull
Right.
back up again? Was like, hey man,
Like,
I gotta get Uta, bruh. Like,
and then
I'm
he didn't actually pull
sorry.
Brago.
No,
he didn't actually pull up,
no.
though, did
Once
he?
he realized Fujitora didn't want to fight, he's like, all right, I guess. So.
Brago, he literally like talks and then backs down immediately. What do you mean
No,
he
bro.
pulled up?
This
And
is
there was
just
civilians
it's literally just
around.
plot, bro. It's just plot.
Right.
It doesn't make
Right, it's
sense.
plot.
It doesn't
Chat,
make
can you
sense.
can you hear the cope? That's crazy.
Bro, all right, Eric. All right. I'm gonna say this, right?
Mm.
With the forces they had there, Shanks and them was going down, bro.
They were gonna.
What forces?
Kizaru and Fujitora, that's it.
No shot.
Two admirals? No.
No shot.
Two admirals couldn't beat Sabo in the gang.
They
Well,
didn't- no.
That was a weak ass game too. Like,
Context, my friend.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Context
there's-
doesn't matter.
Jake, you see, it's
that-
funny. There's always context and circumstances
Crazy.
around the Navy
Yeah,
every
crazy.
time. That's crazy.
But wait,
Yeah,
they literally pointed out though.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. All right.
I-
Kizaru didn't give a fuck 2 seconds ago about this.
That's what I said. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but context isn't an excuse. It's just reality, though.
Right.
That's why I said
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
All I
I
know
didn't-
is
I
that
didn't
every
like-
time.
I didn't like the cop out with, oh, there are civilians there.
Remember the party Braga was having, like when Greenberg was cool for one chapter.
He was cool for three. He was cool for 3 chapters.
he's still cool for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay, bro.
That's crazy.
You know, yeah, Eric. You know what's funny?
What's
when
up, man?
Shanks gets bodied by Blackbeard and his crew, context is gonna matter at that point. But now
I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I
There's
don't
gonna
think
be a
that's gonna
lot of
happen.
context.
I
there'll
don't
be
think
a
that's gonna
lot of
happen, bro.
context.
I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see.
Yeah, like I said, I think just in a movie how that was handled, I hated it.
Do you want to talk about like specific? Because I got an actual interesting thing to talk about for Film Red.
There's nothing
Do you wanna
interesting to
talk
talk
about
about. I'm playing.
I
All
mean,
right, let's talk.
yo,
Let's
Did-
do it.
I think the most telling line in the movie is like Shanks says the new era's coming, and he looks directly at Luffy, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So that's like
Well, he said
clear
that to Uta,
indication.
right? A new era is coming.
Right, he's like the new era's coming, and then he's looking at Luffy. So like
That
that,
shows Luffy, yeah.
for
Uta
me,
Uta said you're just Shanks' tool.
Pretty much.
That's
that
crazy.
might be true. That might be true.
Yeah, we still don't know.
Uta was insane though. Like, I mean, but I get it. Like, just in all
But
that
why would
loneliness.
she
Yeah.
see Luffy as Shanks' tool?
Because, oh wow, Luffy might actually be doing what Shanks wants, inadvertently.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Shanks
it's
is
like
evil.
No, but I think
if he has a good goal, it's not a bad thing,
yeah.
though, right?
For me, the movie also confirms that Shanks is going to be that character where he seems to be doing bad things, but like it's actually not.
Just like Roger.
So he's
Yeah.
Itachi.
Yeah, Itachi. Yeah.
Kinda, but like the whole plot of the movie is he didn't actually do it.
But he,
like the actual good character, yeah.
I do think for somebody that's so kind-hearted and somebody that's so nice like Shanks, right? He does give off a lot of the time he's on screen like a menacing aura.
But he has
right?
to.
Well, that's.
I feel like he has to.
You're saying he has to, but did you ever feel that from Whitebeard?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was, bro.
I didn't.
I was shook when that nigga pulled up a Marine.
Yeah, but not in the same way as Shanks.
Yeah, it's different.
Because
I guess that's because of the plot, though, right?
Yeah, right.
Because
Here's the thing.
We're on his
Whitebeard,
side.
right? I think even for Whitebeard, Oda revealed so much to us on his introduction
Well,
when we first saw him,
gas up.
right?
How much?
But when we
Whitebeard's
first,
a good
because
dude.
before we saw Whitebeard, Buggy gassed him up, right? About like this dude, like
That's
da da
fair.
da. Then when we saw Whitebeard, Oda kind of illuminated like exactly what was going on. He was hooked up to fucking like different things to stay alive or stay healthy. It seems like. So it's like, okay, so how menacing Shanks is as opposed to Whitebeard, I think is because Shanks is still a mystery behind Shanks, right? And I feel like for Shanks, he even said it when he went on Whitebeard's ship, like, bro, I'm on an enemy ship, like I can't.
Also, yeah, you're right, because the music they played when he pulled out his Naginata, that was a menacing music, bro.
Hey, listen, bro.
That was the villain music. They literally played Crocodile's theme and Enel's theme.
I think with Shanks, Oda wants to leave it mysterious as far as is he good, is he bad. I think he's playing that whole like that game with it. But I think Shanks is clearly good.
Okay, I'm gonna make a definitive statement right now, right?
Yeah.
There's no way Shanks is evil in any form or fashion just because of how fucking goofy his crew is. Do you think like?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think like Yasop and Lucky Roo are like yes?
Lucky Roo shuts the one of the head chapter one.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah, but he did it in a way.
Ben Beckman's real serious like him though.
Yeah, Ben Beckman is probably the only one, but Lucky Roo, all these guys, a nigga with a monkey, right? You think these guys are rubbing their hands together? Yes, Shanks. Let's.
It's crazy. I'm not sure if Oda's trying to portray something, but he kind of paralleled some of the attacks with the Straw Hat attacks and.
Yeah,
in film Red.
What the hell was Lucky Roo doing? He turned into a fucking ball.
Remember they said that.
Rollout.
They
Yeah,
said
that's
that in
crazy.
the information that came out that Lucky Roo
Yeah,
he attacks like a bowling ball.
Yeah, but I didn't
Rollout.
expect it that literal.
God, literally expected.
I think like the best part of the movie was like Yasop like
Yasop and Usopp.
Yeah.
That was the best part by far.
And then
That was
Shanks
beautiful.
being to Katakuri like, yeah, I know, I have observation arc.
Okay,
You don't
explain
have to
that a
tell
little
me.
bit because even while watching it, I wish I could rewind into the theater. I was like, wait, hold up. Let's run it back again.
Yeah, so basically Katakuri's like telling Shanks how it works, and then Shanks is like, yeah, we know. You're not the only one who's got
Okay,
future
because I
sight,
remember
basically.
like information came out, like spoilers saying that Yasop can see into the future like Katakuri can. Is that
Yeah,
because
He said future sight.
Well, Yasop is obviously
is it because of the
superior.
link that he made with Usopp?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Well, Katakuri can only see a few seconds of the other world, but Yasop has full connection. So
No,
the-
the only reason I disagree with that is I think it's any observation.
it's not future sight specifically
So
because he's not seeing into the future. It's just
Yeah,
observation archy.
But does it is this like
Usopp was the one doing it on the other side?
yeah? Is it amplified by the fact that Usopp is his son and like they have a connection?
Well, Katakuri can
kinda
only do it for a
implying,
few
yeah.
seconds, but like Yasop can do it the entire time.
So you think Usopp has better observation than Katakuri?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on, bro.
Well, Yasop might be holding the line up for Usopp. We don't
So
know how
Yasop holding the phone,
otherwise.
Usopp is just on the line.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
yeah,
though.
probably.
Usopp's observation is kind of different from everybody else's.
But Brago, you have to assume Yasop's got better observation archy than Katakuri.
I think it's different. I think it's
Regular
different.
observation,
I don't know if he was seeing into the future. It's just he could connect with Katakuri with Usopp,
Shit.
and that's something that I'm like, is that going to be a thing going forward? Is that what Mihawk did in Marineford, where like he showed Luffy what the fuck he was gonna see type
Yeah,
shit?
and Green Bull could like somehow hear Shanks.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if
Wano
Oda
could-
is.
Yeah. No, I think there's multiple versions of observation hockey and we know that because of how Usopp's
How
works,
Usopp,
right?
yeah, and Fujitora and those
So
guys.
I think
certain people sense, certain people feel, certain people, and then Usopp can see through fucking walls. From
Bro.
distances.
Bro, like fucking when Usopp finally saw his dad, he's like, "Shit, let's do this." Is fucking so raw.
It was a great
Can't
moment.
wait.
Yeah, that
It
was
was a
Can't
great
wait
moment.
for the manga. Because I don't know.
Because
he's
Usopp
at-
was like, yo, or Yasop was like, yo, I've been waiting for you to fucking figure it out.
Yo, the audacity.
That was cool. I like that. I think that was clearly the best part of the movie. I
Why-
think this is,
Usopp's the hero of every movie.
I have something to bring
he's
up
the
about Film
catalyst
Red.
in some way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, okay, all right. For people who haven't been spoiled on Film Red like before it came out, right? I didn't watch any trailers or anything like that, right? But I did get spoiled on one thing. I got spoiled on the whole, Gear 5 thing, right? But it's like when that last week's chapter came out, right? And the cover page was Uta with black wings. Since I didn't get spoiled on shit, I'm like, what the fuck are these black wings? I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I looking at? Like, so I went into the theater thinking there's gonna be some Lunarian shit with Uta. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I thought, and seeing the Gear 5th there on the so clear, I didn't think it was gonna be like just like a flash of Gear 5th,
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about that in the review. I plan on like talking about it separately, but it was just like
I think that Gear 5 thing was like
it was
last minute.
so random.
It was. I don't think that was in the script because that
Yeah,
was
it's last
clearly
minute.
like
It
last
was
minute. Put
so
Gear 5 in.
random, bro. It
I
was
don't
Because
think
like,
people would've caught it unless they knew.
Brago, he's still white. Like he's pure white when
yeah,
they come out of the thing. So it's clearly like they didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
No, what was he pure white though?
Yeah, it's pure white. Even his skin was white, like paper white.
it was
No,
so
but I'm
random,
saying,
and it's
I felt like I saw his. I felt like I didn't see the purple sash, right? Right.
Yeah, but there was
I
no
did-
skin
I-
tone. It was just all white. Like they didn't even know what. The
I didn't get a
right
good
color
look at
but
was.
it.
I
happened
think
so
it was
fast.
like a tease, like yo, by the way, here you go.
I feel like they would have highlighted the transformation though.
Yeah, I think it was literally like, oh fuck, oh just put Gear 5 in, and we have this last.
Yeah,
attack.
it's
Let's
like
just
why not?
put-
And
let's
Luffy's
just
like
put-
made like it's almost like a Leo bazooka, but in Gear 5
Is-
type shit.
Yeah, to me it just looks like Snake Man, and then they changed the hair and the eyebrows.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah, like because he's not. His proportions are still like Snake Man proportions in that Gear 5 attack.
I think they just want to show it. It's like a
Yeah.
Wasn't that 12
I
anime
guess
users?
I guess for people that read the manga almost like an Easter egg, like hey,
Yeah, it's like an Easter egg. 'cause,
Gear 5. Because if you don't read the manga, you have no fucking idea. You're just thinking it's
Yeah.
just Gear 4th or just it's like, oh well, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
just
just like
something
a
for
color
movie.
choice.
Yeah, but
Or
for
like-
us, we
or
know
like-
specifically what it is.
You're thinking it's like an art style thing of the. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
seeing Shanks,
Yeah.
like, he looks all different.
Because Shanks fucking pulled out a fucking a flaming sword. And
Phoenix.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, what the
no,
hell?
it was. I
That
think
shit
it was a
was cool.
griffin, wasn't it?
There's a griffin, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why people speculating that his sword ate a devil fruit and shit like that. I was like, I'm not gonna go that
Oh
far.
my god.
Yeah, don't
No, he
put
just-
do
nah.
not put any credence into his abilities just based off
He
that
just
shit.
know Foxfire style.
Well, it's probably just like it's like how the anime literally drew a King Cobra.
Shanks versus
King
Kinemon?
Yeah.
that,
Who you got?
well, to be fair,
They both survived Kaido.
Kaido couldn't even kill Kinemon. Hey, did Law put Kinemon back together properly, or is he always gonna have that half?
Well, it depends.
Ability.
Is he gonna get stabbed by another Yonko?
He might. That's
Then
crazy.
he's not together properly.
He dies for the ninth time, and then he still
Shanks'
doesn't
speed
die.
was crazy, but here's the crazy part. Here's what I feel about Shanks, and that's why the Film Red movie didn't change anything for me about like power scaling. And this is maybe a hot take. I think Shanks is as strong as Roger.
I
Whoa.
agree. You're gonna put him above Roger in that stream.
It was a tit for
You mean
tat, and I
current Shanks?
decided to put Shanks above Roger at that time. I think, yeah, current Shanks is as strong as Prime Roger.
I
Yeah.
disagree.
I don't know if I'd say Prime Roger.
Well, like Shanks is the pinnacle for Luffy to surpass at the moment. So
Here's
He
the
has
question.
to
Do you
be
think Shanks is in his
Roger.
prime?
Yes.
yeah, he's 39. Why wouldn't he be in his prime?
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Look, the reason why I disagree with that, right, is because like I feel like if he was that strong compared to all these other Yonkos, it kind of diminishes the whole deadlock thing, right? Like the only reason Whitebeard and them are all like deadlocked when it comes to all this
Hold
shit
on.
is like
Remember, Shanks didn't want it. It feel like.
yeah, Whitebeard didn't want it either, but they're still in
Yeah.
a they're still in
Yeah,
a
and
deadlock,
Shanks literally said like it's our time to.
Yeah,
claim
it's
the
our
One
time
Piece.
to go get it. It's like Shanks has been just cruising,
Waiting
and-
for
and
literally waiting for
waiting.
Luffy.
Like
Yeah.
it seems. It
Probably
always,
waiting for him to
how
hit his
Oda is
prime.
implying. Oda is making it seem like Shanks could get the One Piece at any time if he wants to.
I don't
Brago,
know.
I'll
I
say
feel
this.
like, I
I
feel like
think
that
Shanks
I
has
feel
the
like that
potential.
diminishes the whole rivalry the Yonkos had with each other.
No, but the thing is, even with the rivalry, you had someone like Whitebeard who was clearly a notch above who didn't want it, right? And so like he was just content with his role being just the guy with his family. And so for Shanks, it seems like he's content in his role to bring forth this next or new era.
Yeah, but I thought the sickness.
But I don't think Roger is
aged
tiers
up,
above Kaido though. Like I think
I
Kaido is
think-
still right there.
I think
Yeah.
Roger is a different dude, man. Honestly, I think because I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to all this stuff, it boils down to the author's vision and portrayal, right? And I think Roger was the kind of guy that has to be shoulder and above the rest of the Yonkos. You know what I
I
mean?
think it might be a little
I
bit of old
disagree.
gen
I don't know
bias.
about that.
I don't think it's old gen bias. I think this is the man that was Luffy before Luffy.
Well, like, yeah, you have to hype him up that way as an author because of like how infamous he is as a
He's the
pirate.
origin. Like it seems like he's the man everything is based around for the most part.
But in like 50 years, if we look back at Kaido, he's probably going to be almost as infamous of a legend.
yeah, I
No.
think I think Roger's meant to be legendary, right?
Right,
And he's meant to be portrayed on a different level that can't be attained. But I think that's like a lot of things in One Piece, as far as the perception of what things are, seemingly is always greater in your mind, and over time it gets even more great, right? And so I think Whitebeard was that for a long time, until they saw him and they were like, all right, like this dude, you can tell he's still strong, but I don't know if he's that guy anymore. So I think Roger was definitely built different, but I think the new generation is gonna surpass the old generation.
Okay, the another reason why I put Roger there
Mhm.
is because I think the only person who ever reached up there besides Prime Whitebeard was Rocks, right?
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
And I think I think once we see more of Rocks, we're going to see that flashback. We're going to see the most disgusting shit we've ever seen from two characters in that fight.
You think so? Just Rocks versus Roger?
Because every time Oda shows us these characters, he's showing us something above and beyond what we saw before, just because that's how the nature of the story goes. He has to keep on showing us something
Right.
new and surprising and amazing, something that's gonna blow our fucking minds. You know what I mean,
He
right?
could like imply that Roger wasn't in his prime yet at that point.
I think they also passed Rocks.
Yeah.
No, I don't
I think
so.
Whitebeard, Roger,
Oh,
Garp,
in my
Shiki,
all
all
time,
those
I
niggas.
got Roger and Whitebeard over Rocks.
Well, because Sengoku's
Yeah.
saying he was Roger's greatest enemy.
Mhm.
Well,
think
at that point in time, though, at that point in time, doesn't mean they
This
can't
is
surpass him later.
But the
Yeah,
thing is,
but-
there's nobody else that was really competing against Roger.
Yeah, I think Rocks is like
Yeah.
who else? You know what I'm saying?
Whitebeard wasn't competing against Roger.
Yeah, but I think that's more of just a competition wise, and it's like somebody that actually had the capacity to kill Roger. You know what I mean?
I
But
agree with
with
that.
Rocks,
but
right?
yeah, I don't think Whitebeard ever was on that type of time with Roger. You know what I'm saying? Like they both always wanted different things.
Wait, weren't they
think-
fighting
Yes, that's
that
true.
island for a couple days?
So do you think?
Yeah,
do
they
you
fought
think,
for 3 days.
So do you think Roger and Whitebeard? Do you think there was ever a conclusion to their fights where one of them came out on top?
No,
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Nah,
So
I
you're
don't
saying
think Oda
everything-
would do that.
But I was gonna
No.
ask, right? How much you take into account the fact that Garp and Roger had team up against Rock? I still have Rocks like above everybody because it's like it looks like it took a lot to take him down. You know?
Well,
No,
don't
but
forget
it
the
might have
crew,
been
though. Don't
close.
forget the crew. Don't forget the crew.
Yeah, the crew was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the crew they weren't really that nice, right? Because I remember was it Sengoku or something that said that like people like Kaido
But I
and
do
Big
think
Mom,
I do think
they're-
not all the crew fought Roger and Garb. I think
Whitebeard
some of them-
Yeah,
Whitebeard did not
yeah.
fight Roger and
Yeah.
Garp.
Whitebeard,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But let me
And there
tell
was a
you-
lot
let
of
me tell you, here's the thing,
infighting
though.
too, right?
Here's the thing that like they may not be in their prime, but they're still strong as shit. For example,
Yeah,
Kid Law,
mhm.
Luffy, and Zoro and Wano. They're not in
They're
their
not in their
primes yet,
primes
but they're
yet.
still strong.
But
they're
you
still
have
strong.
also to keep in mind, right? That crew was notorious for always all the infighting.
Yeah,
So
the
you know
disagreements
for a
and shit.
fact like they didn't team up together. They all had different objectives. So I think there's some weight to the fact that it took two legends to bring him down like that. I don't know. We haven't really seen anything concrete from him, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you have Rocks as top one, I get it because he's Been
I don't have
labeled
Yeah, I'm not mad at
canon
it.
as Roger's greatest rival. He had the likes of Whitebeard, Shiki, Big Mom Kaido under him. So I get it, but I still think Roger and Whitebeard.
I think he had to be. I also think he had to be somebody like truly fucking disgusting to have those people under him, right? Because even if
there's that too.
even if it's not like permanent crew members, they had to have called him captain. You know what I mean?
I think it was almost like he was the orchestrator, in my opinion.
I think,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think he
in
promised them a
One
better
Piece, whenever
world.
you look, in One Piece, whenever you look at captains, though, it's like the respect.
I think he had a presence around him because he had so much info. I think he was a guy that had the answers and the information
He probably
to
did.
get
I
things.
agree.
And so like,
But I have a question, guys. Do you separate strength and greatness? Because I kind of do. Because when it comes to like greatness, I have Roger top one. Like I feel like this
Roger's
is
the greatest pirate
controversial,
ever.
right?
Yeah.
This is controversial, but I feel like even at the end of Luffy's journey, I still have Roger above him because I feel like he had that like
he was a
true pirate
trailblazer.
energy. Exactly, he was a trailblazer, right? Like he went out there to seek the answers, and he felt more like he was about that pirate life more so than Luffy.
It's tough.
The,
It's tough.
the
with
reason the reason why at the end I feel like Luffy in my eyes will be a greater pirate is because I think his road was harder than Roger's because nobody was going for the same thing Roger was going for back then, right? And Luffy's also doing it while beefing with the world government multiple times, like head on. Like
I think there's a
declaring
conversation between those two, Luffy and Roger, because Luffy has technically a harder road based on the obstacles that are currently presented with the age of piracy.
Right.
But Roger there was no road. He had to kind of
there was no road.
carve it. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about
Yeah.
in the era of, say, someone like Rocks and Whitebeard, even though Whitebeard wasn't going after the same thing. You have Shiki and those guys, Garp, right? Going against Garp on a like regular basis that was just wanted to go after Roger. Luffy doesn't have anyone like that that's going after him at all times like that. So it's like, I think it's a conversation. I don't know which side I'm on necessarily as far as like who has the harder road, because Luffy does have the right hand of the Pirate King to guide him, right? Because if Rayleigh wasn't there, Luffy would have went to Fishman Island after Marineford, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And
that
then
gone
does
south for
Luffy
him
get
before
packed
this.
up by Hody Jones in Fishman Island?
You know, I like to believe no, but yeah, it's possible, man. Like,
no, he gets packed up. Luffy was losing capacity.
hey, listen, man. This man Hody was getting climbed by both Luffy and Enzo underwater.
after 2
bro,
years,
so I don't
bro.
know.
And
I know.
it's after 2 years. Think about it, how exponential that growth is, because it takes all the crew to be one pacifista, right?
So yeah,
and
so
then the jump is I'm one-shotting pacifistas, right?
That is true, but if we look at what people can do underwater, remember back in Arlong Park, Sanji was able to break a slab of stone underwater, right, to free Luffy. So by the time they've gone through Enies Lobby and all that stuff, who's to say what they're able to do underwater? They might not be as dense as they were, after the tier task, but they still might be, giving them the business.
Game packed up. Sorry to game packed up. If the Shaw has went to the New World without that training, they're
losing at Fishman Island.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would have ended up.
They're losing at Fishman Island.
They would have ended up like Kid. Would have lost it. They would have had no hockey.
Probably.
What's his name? Hiroza would have went to go meet Mihawk instead of Zoro, unfortunately.
Oh no.
No, all that stuff took 2 years to build. Hody wouldn't have been a problem 2 years ago.
I think
someone else would kill him. Someone else would have killed him.
He's not. Well, Kid had to pass Fisher Island, right? Without any issues.
Did he?
I assume so.
Maybe Kid is just better, bro.
Yeah, maybe Kid was just better back then, bro. He had a higher bounty.
It is possible. Yeah.
So you think Kid beat Hody? Is that what you guys are saying?
I think
Nah,
Kid,
Hody
I think they were
stopped Kid
cool.
right away.
I think they were buddies.
Hody stopped Kid right away, bro. He scared Hody.
Hody was,
Yeah,
Hody told Kid his plan. Kid was like, "Yeah, fuck him."
Hody's like, Hody was like, yeah, my girlfriend's name is also Victoria. You can, you're cool.
He's like, "Yeah, fuck him, bro. Yeah, take over. That's what I did."
There was no problems.
You remind me of me.
I see some myself in you. Yeah, bro. We just trying to get out of here. But nah, I don't think. I think as far as the conversation with Luffy versus Roger, I think it's tough. It's tough as far as like who had the more difficult route.
And
here's the thing.
Luffy will also be able to do what Roger wasn't able to do.
Okay, I'll say this.
That's what I was
Luffy
gonna
had
say.
the more difficult route in regards to
Competition?
Combat.
Yeah.
I would say combat.
Yeah, the competition that he's going
But
up
as far as
against
the
is
journey,
fiercer.
no question, Roger had the more difficult.
But let me ask you this though, because I feel like it's a lot harder when you don't know. Yeah, but the thing with because I have this idea that Roger probably didn't really know much about anything like the mysteries of the world until he went up against what's his face, Rocks, and after that, he kind of his eyes got open to some of the mysteries of the world. But I feel like with him, you could argue that he probably also had some kind of competition. We don't know how much because you only know like Shiki amongst other people. Like maybe they go Whitebeard, but with Whitebeard it was more a friendly type of rivalry that they had, right? But with Roger, the fact that he didn't have anything at all, like he just kind of went in blind, and he was just by luck that he happened to find Oden and everything. I don't know, man. I think like his journey might have been a little bit more difficult because if with Luffy, man,
Luffy has had things kind of presented to him, and it kind of played out in a way that's benefited, him. But it's tough. It's really tough to say.
It is.
I would lean towards Roger just because of how difficult it is to kind of be the first one to do things.
Being a pioneer,
and they both did get lucky with certain things, like
yeah, they both did.
But
Especially
Luffy is just and he accepts it.
Yeah, and he surrounds himself with people
He's
that
self-aware.
he knows can do what the things that he can't do.
Even in
Yeah,
the
no,
movie,
that's
they
true.
highlight it, right? In Film Red, when they're talking about
Right.
like, Luffy was like, "Oh, I know they're gonna figure it out. Like, this is my crew. They got it.
Yeah, that's my crew. They got it.
So
And speaking of which, man, I've been loving the emphasis on Usopp in the last couple of movies we'll be getting because he's really showing out. Like I like it.
They know he's an underrated fan favorite. That's why.
Yeah.
I think Usopp, because of how trash he is in certain aspects, whenever he shows out, I really like Usopp, but I feel like he has more trash moments than any Straw Hat, I think. And so whenever Usopp goes crazy, it's more appreciated because we're not
it's
used
more
to
noticeable.
it.
It's like when the
stands out.
bench player drops 15.
Yeah, it's like, yo, what? Westbrook made a 3. Let's go. So it's
the standards are very low.
It's like different standards.
Low.
But Usopp is especially in comedic moments, just lovable.
Even the last chapters they talking about. Yeah, have I told you I'm Vegapunk?
Where you say
too?
he's
Like,
Vegapunk
bruh.
as well, So it's
I loved it. I loved it.
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
it.
So it's for Usopp. They use the movies to do these things, right? And I do appreciate it. I just wish we saw it more in the manga. I feel like Usopp should have had more of a moment in Wano, but we all feel like they're waiting for Elbaf, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, but
Elbaf.
what do you
Not
mean?
only
What do
that-
you
not
mean?
only
He's
that,
been
but-
amazing shooting all the Kibidongo in the Gifter's mouth. Like that's
I don't
amazing.
know. That's amazing.
Look, but look,
It's like a off-screen essential.
here's my thing, right? The reason why they do that in the movies is because they think this is what I have to do to make Usopp cool, right? But in Oda's eyes, he's like, I like.
He's been
Usopp.
cool. Yeah.
He's been cool.
The same way he looks
he's
like
funny,
kid. Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
No, that's my
Kinda.
thing. I have no problem with Usopp, even when he's being cowardly, even when he's not doing much, because I know.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know it's coming. I know it. Like that's the thing. Like people who are upset with it's the same thing with characters. It's like people who aren't upset they got the gratification from this character yet. I'm like, bro,
Wait.
just wait.
Just wait.
Just literally just wait.
I feel like Usopp has grown on me more even over the time skip. I never used to like Usopp. I hated that. I did not like the Dressrosa moment initially, because I felt like he just ran away again after. Bro, I think for people that
reading
remember
that on a weekly basis, right?
Right, and for people that remember, when the time skip happened, right, the person that easily everyone was most excited about when they showed up was Usopp.
Oh, he had the
made
best
gains,
glow up.
all kinds of gains. Yes.
Usopp.
Best for sure.
When we saw Usopp, that's what everybody was talking about, bro.
It
You
was
see
exciting as
Usopp?
fuck.
Like Usopp had the gains. Usopp looked different. I was like, bro, this nigga, he's gonna be different.
Nami said, "Is that you?"
Right. It's just then she pushed him into her titties. It's like, yo, this dude, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
With the nose
Like,
and
he can
everything,
get
we
it.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
So-
that we know.
And then when we saw the Dressrosa moment, it was like, Wait, so Usopp?
Yeah, they're like this is the biggest character regression
This
of
is
all
this
time.
like what is
Yeah.
happening? And
Bruh,
then
if y'all weren't reading weekly back then, it
Oh,
was the
man.
biggest Usopp hate train of all
Usopp
time.
was
dude.
getting destroyed. It's like,
For
yo,
real?
Oda should kill him in Dressrosa. Like he gave up on Robin. He's a bitch. It was like,
He
bro.
blamed
No,
he
he
blamed
was
Frankie.
detestable at that point. I
It's like-
promise.
they're
you.
like,
I was like,
why did he
"Mm,
blame
right."
Frankie? Frankie's fighting 5 people right now. And then people are so pissed.
People were mad. Yo, Frankie got a lot of love in Dressrosa. A lot
He
of
did.
fucking
did.
love.
It's cause baby.
Senior Pink.
Senior
That Senior
Pink.
Pink fight.
Like,
Even before the Senior Pink fight, he was fighting Dellinger of
Yeah.
Admiral, all those.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
Frankie
bro,
was
he fighting
getting
everybody.
his love, bro. And I feel
He
like
was doing pretty good.
yeah, and even Sanji with the moment he had, like he's like, yo, do I have permission? Da 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 da. He did his thing. And it was like,
Yeah, the big mom.
yeah,
shit,
the
like,
big
yo,
mom shit. It was like, oh,
they're like,
Sanji's
Sanji
stepping
wants
up?
all this-
Okay, bet. Sanji's about to go after Yonko, bet. And then Zoro, of course, the Fujitora thing in Dressrosa. Usopp was
And
the
the
one
PK,
that
you know.
everybody was like, bruh, come on.
Everybody
bro.
got their moment in Dressrosa.
Yeah, Usopp eventually got his moment, but even still, people it kind of rubbed people the wrong way because it felt like
Yeah,
accidental.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not,
it
not
didn't
only
feel
that,
earned for him.
not only that, because that it's for them it felt so much like pre-time skip.
Yeah.
Usopp.
Yeah.
But that's the
mhm.
thing. It's like it's your vision versus the author's vision. Because when Oda's writing Usopp saying, "Hey, I'm not a coward anymore," he knows this nigga's fucking lying.
He's capping.
Right? But we don't know that.
He's a
don't know
liar,
that.
so
Yeah.
he would lie about
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Right.
No, but you know the thing is though, my like the one thing because I know Oda is big on reinforcing characters' personalities, but my thing is they were all in their feelings when they realized that they couldn't be there for Luffy when he was going through the whole
With
Impel
Ace.
down the Marineford,
When they found out about Ace.
ordeal, right? Yeah, when they found out about Ace.
Yeah.
And so how they vowed that they were gonna make sure to be an asset to him so they can help him, right? When they came back, I would say the two characters that disappointed me the most were one of them I ended up started hating a little bit, Chopper. I can't stand this man.
Yeah.
He upsets me, especially. Have you gone back to see his backstory recently? When
Yeah,
you
what about
see
it?
where he came from, it just makes what he is today even worse. Like in comparison to where he started as a
I think
character.
Chopper had the worst, I'd say, post time skip.
Yeah,
Because,
treatment.
like
It
the
it became
island,
merch.
Here-
I don't
here's
know,
my
man.
here's my thing, right? With Chopper, right?
Mm.
I don't think I've seen Chopper and like I'm disappointed by his strength because he's never been matched up with somebody appropriate to his strength, right? Similar to like even Usopp so far, he's never been matched up with anybody appropriate to his rank. Or
You seen the
appropriate
way
to
he
his strength.
slapped Queen?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It's like that moment for me was I like that moment. I
Yeah,
even
that
like
was
the
good.
moment. I even like the moment where he dodged the laser beam. I was like, yo, that's fire,
Mhm.
right? But it's
Yeah,
like
Chopper doesn't get a lot of those
Only
moments.
block Big Mom.
when you're fighting these Yonko crews, it's like it's hard to have a character that's going to fight Usopp, Chopper, and Nami one-on-one without any like interruptions because they're not at that level. But they don't need to
Right.
be at that level because of their positions on the crew.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they're gonna
right.
get they're gonna
I
get
get
more
that.
like Mickey Mouse situations.
I think that's what
Yeah.
it tried to do with the whole the Ice Oni situation, where he tried to give Chopper
Chopper
something
something to
shine
do.
that way.
But you know what? You know what though? The Ice Oni incident when we were reading the manga week to week, that was very easily forgettable. By the time
Yeah,
we
it
got to
was.
the end of it, you're just like, bro, I guess that was a thing, right? Where it was like one of those things that you can tell the intent was to give um Chopper some shine, but he felt very artificial, right?
No,
Yeah, well, go ahead.
no. I was just no. Go ahead, finish your point, and then I'll come in afterwards to my.
Yeah,
'Cause
no, I was just gonna say I just wanted to feel like he got more like genuine moments where you could see him really showing out his skills, not because the plot required it, but because that was the right time for it to do it. And that's why the slap that he did on Queen, to me, that was like a highlight moment because I'm like, he would do that because he doesn't like being called a tanuki. And like he has the weight when it turns into monster, like is it monster form?
Monster
The
Point.
big Monster Point. Yeah, Monster Point. Yeah, and yeah, like that too. I'm like, I don't like that he got control over that because it just doesn't seem to be
It
doing as
was
much
better
damage
pre-time
as it
skip, in
before.
my opinion.
So,
No, but that's because. But okay, look. First of all, right, when it comes to the whole ice oni thing, right? I actually like that moment because I like moments where the crew show their specialties, right?
mhm.
And where it's feats in that fashion because a lot of people they're like if it's not like a fighting feat then it's not really a feat that matters, right? Like for example, right, Whole Cake Island when Sanji was baking that cake, if you're reading that shit, when you're reading that shit weekly, people are like, why is
Bro,
Sanji baking?
you are
Like,
choosing
why?
the worst example, bro, because I was one of those people because
That's what
I'm
I'm
a
saying.
diehard Sanji fan.
But
That cake, man. Yeah, go ahead.
that's the thing. Why are Sanji fans disappointed he's making a cake
I'm
when
not
when it's his feats?
specialty. Yeah.
He's not only becoming a better fighter, he's becoming a better cook. Chopper's not only becoming a better fighter, he's becoming a better doctor. You know what I'm saying? They have their roles.
Here's what happened.
The thing
though.
about it, right?
Here's what happened though.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what happens in our community because I feel like sometimes we get stifled by what people we interact with and what we're around, right? And that's all we hear. That's all we see. In our community, what's happened with Sanji fans is that they feel like they have to compete with Zoro fans, right? So when Sanji has a very niche feat like baking a cake, Zoro fans are like, yo, my nigga out here boxing admirals and he's baking cakes that don't even do nothing, right? So even if it's important and it matters, Sanji fans feel less than because they're like, damn, Zoro, like, he clashed with Fujitoro and all that shit. Sanji baking cakes, like he going out sad. But it's when it is a good moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shows me that people aren't understanding the point of the series that they're reading, and they're holding the credence that they hold it like they think
Agenda.
of One Piece more of as a battle shonen than an adventure, right?
Yeah.
Because the characters are developing skills. They're developing skills. But since it's not power feats, people get mad about that stuff.
But let me ask you though, is it wrong? It's a story about pirates. Something that pirates do a lot, especially on the seas, is fight. That's like even Roger said it. Another reason why I love Roger so much because he's like, the life of a pirate is just an ongoing battle. Like we go from battle, like one battlefield to the other. I love that mindset because I feel like that's what pirates really are about. So
yeah, but
I
Roger
understand.
also had Clover. Roger also had Clover as a part of his main crew.
And here's the thing, right? I understand that you can have specialties.
Not
Crocus.
Clover,
Yeah, no. When you say Clover, I know
who
who you meant, but it's, recency. It's all good. It's all good. But
you think
like
Clover is Roger, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I co-sign. But my thing is like I feel like sometimes, especially with the Straw Hats, right, we get stuck in the fact that they have those specialties to kind of overlook the fact that they're also pirates out on the seas that can get into battles. Because you look at somebody like, I guess this is a pretty bad example, but Law is a doctor, a surgeon, right? But dude is crazy. Same with Marco. He's not. He has his affinities.
But those are technically
he can
like
also
pirate captains.
Yeah, but those are the guys those are the guys who were recruited most likely for their strength first.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Luffy
that's
goes
true.
around saying, "I need a cook, I need a doctor, I need this, I need that." Right?
And I don't
thing,
want us
right?
to be disingenuous about the baking a cake thing because part of what made that trash as well is the fact that it did not knock Big Mom out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
It felt pointless
yeah,
in the
but
end.
Yeah.
but it's,
Bro, what should happen
it's
was
more to,
he
it's
should
more
have
to it's more to stop her
then beat
destroying
oven
everything.
his brothers.
True.
Yeah, it stopped her from destroying everything, but the implication throughout week to week, especially, it felt like the cake was going to be something that just incapacitates her. Like Sanji was not going to poison her, but it was going to be so good that she was going to go in a deep sleep or some shit after she ate the cake.
It was just gonna keep her occupied.
Right.
I think that's more miscommunication, but it's like
Nah, Zaki.
I don't know, man.
Wait, Zaki. It basically did nothing and forced Jinbei to have to stay behind. So we went there to save a Straw Hat, and then we left the Straw Hat.
that didn't force Jinbei to stay behind. Jinbei stayed behind before she even came back.
How many times did we get that final panel?
The fact that she was preoccupied with the cake meant that she didn't have any hand in stopping the Straw Hats after that.
Yeah, but like you remember how many panels we got back to back of Sanji talking about how he's gonna make a cake to make Big Mom faint? Like he said those words specifically, like over and over. But
Yeah,
that's
but
besides the
I
point,
think
right?
that's more of an over exaggeration than
It
what it actually
is.
has to do.
No,
If you
I
because if
agree.
Sanji makes a cake that makes a Yonko faint, that people would be mad that it knocked out a Yonko.
And then even Jinbei standing behind was unnecessary.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think
Yeah.
it was. I think you should
It seemed
give
like
him a moment to
nothing
come back in
really
the
came
story.
from it.
They got out of there
Yeah.
literally because Big Mom was dealing with the cake.
But here's my reason. Here's the reason why I feel like people wanting to see a fight type of feat from Sanji in Whole Cake made sense. Yes, he's a cook, but how many times in the story up to Whole Cake has that ever been a major point for his character in an arc? Most of the time, when you look at Sanji, it's from a fighting standpoint. When he shines the most, he's either doing some undercover
Bro,
shit.
Sanji is the person
going
that
hard.
typically, I don't know if any crew member has saved more of the crew than Sanji, right?
That's true.
He's the backlines guy, yeah.
Like he's a
Yeah.
person that comes in and saves a crew member that's
Swoops in
in
at the
dire
most crucial
straits.
time.
Yeah, he's
If you don't have these moments, you're gonna get to the end of the One Piece, right? And
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, wow, Sanji was a cook. Where was the cooking moment?
I mean, people
Chopper
already
was
saying that about Nami
yeah
because we don't see her
the
draw a
cooking
map.
moments. Sanji's
ever.
probably the most clutch straw hat.
He really is. No, he really
For
is.
sure.
He probably has the most clutch moments. And that's why, right, going into Whole Cake, you have all these moments that he already had in a story going into it, thinking, especially with the marketing that it was supposed to be the year of Sanji, right? You're going in there thinking, oh, yeah, this man's about to show out. It's about to have
Here's the
some
tough
amazing
part
feats.
about that, Teddy, and what Sanji fans being upset about his portrayal in comparison to Zoro. Sanji probably is the best written straw hat.
Oh, without a doubt.
Listen, you're talking to a Sanji fan. I ain't
But
gonna-
that's
I
what I'm
ain't gonna
saying.
disagree with
Like,
you there, bro.
it's almost like people that like Sanji don't realize how good Sanji is, as
Yeah,
far as like
that's
the
what I'm saying, like-
complexities of a character.
Yeah, but one thing that I want to say to that is people use Whole Cake as a great arc in terms of characterization for Sanji,
For sure.
and I disagree for one very small reason. One angle of his character that was really emphasized in Whole Cake was the fact that he's so kind, right, to the point that he can't leave his family behind.
Mm-hmm.
But Sanji isn't kind.
Sanji's always been kind. Yeah, he's saved
Okay,
a pirate.
you think that what I'm saying is crazy, right? Remember
Yeah.
Punk Hazard?
You talking about
Yeah.
the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
A lot of the
that's
time,
that's
like,
different
yeah.
that's different from.
How's it different? When you're
That's
kind, you see kids suffering. You shouldn't think the only reason I'm saving you is because the Nami wants to save you.
Yeah, but
You
it's,
should be, yeah, go ahead.
but that's more of a that's not
It's a
like
gag thing.
Sanji. That's not exactly. That's not Sanji doesn't want to save children. That's more like, hey, I'm doing this because Nami's doing it.
You-
But think about it. Sanji's character has always been that the first moment we ever see him, besides him bodying full body, is
Yeah,
feeding
but that's what I was gonna
man.
say.
Feeding the enemy, bro.
No, and that's what I was gonna say. That's the only aspect of his character where because he knows what it's like to starve damn near death firsthand. So that I would never argue. When it comes to people that are starving or hungry, he will always feed them, regardless of if they're friend or foe. But that whole thing about Sanji being kind as a whole, I feel like I don't know about y'all guys, but for me, it hit me a little bit out of left field based on everything I've seen so far up until there.
No, but think about the flashback where it's emphasized even more, right? Where he's going out of his way to see his mom every day, right? He's feeding random mice, right? This is before he has the whole "I want to feed people" thing, right?
Yeah.
He's looking after mice, and his character is literally built off. He was born nicer.
But remember, that revolves around food every time. That's what I'm saying. Like, take the food aspect out of it. When have we ever seen, up until Whole Cake, a moment where this man was just genuinely kind outside of food?
But the
You see
thing
what I'm
is,
saying?
I feel like for Sanji, that's how Oda emphasizes his kindness through his food, through his cooking, and that's how Sanji shows, his more caring side. Because I think what's happened with Sanji as well is that he had to develop a very, I think, exterior that seems a bit crass, right? Even though he's a gentleman, because of the things he's been through, right? So even though he's a gentleman and he cares about people, it's like I still understand the realities of the world, right? And
Yeah.
at the end, and he's also a pervert. So it's just like,
Think about the Usopp thing, right? When Luffy's about to say something rude to Usopp, he kicks Luffy in the face. When Usopp's about to stay there and like him and Chopper go up to him and be like, "Yo, there's a wave coming. You gotta get out of there." It's
him and Chopper
constant.
them too.
It's constantly those two being the nice guys, right? Because they're like the ones that are the nicest in the crew, literally. Like
yeah.
Nami, you can say Nami's nice, but she has her thing is more like I'm nice towards children.
I think
she has a big
for
vibe, that's true.
Sanji, time and time again, especially in Whole Cake Island, you just realize how emotionally vulnerable he is, right? Where I think just, do you guys remember the moment where he was thinking about the food that the Straw Hats loved? And like,
yeah. He brought the bento too.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I think even him fighting Luffy and everything he had to do, he's emotionally vulnerable as a character, and I think that adds to how great he is. Of course, there are moments that we see and we're like, okay, like these are one of those moments that Oda kind of, I don't know if drop the ball is the correct term, but it's one that we don't agree with, because it comes off as annoying. Even him and his stance on women, sometimes it can be weird.
Oda plays the gag a little.
Yeah, the gag goes a bit too far sometimes. But I think just there's no other character on the Straw Hats that I think provides unpredictability more than what Sanji
he's
does.
very
Outside of
nuanced.
Luffy just running off and doing whatever he
agree.
wants. Sanji is a character sometimes just like, okay, what is he gonna do here? What's his perspective here? As opposed to, for most of the Straw Hats, we know what they're going to do. You know, we understand like what they're going to do. For Sanji's the one, like, we had a whole arc just off of Sanji just deciding on a whim, like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm gone. Don't come after me.
The whole Mr. Prince thing.
The Mr. Prince thing.
I have just one more question for you guys, and then we can get off the.
We don't get to super chats.
Yeah. There you go.
I got class tomorrow, bro. I'll see y'all later. My bad.
Hey, peace out, bro.
Peace out.
Oh,
See you,
Talk
Wallace.
to you later, Wallace.
Do y'all think there will ever be a time when the crew be in danger, right? Let's say, for example, right now in Egghead, right? Let's say Lilith is about to attack one of the tribes, say Nami. What do you think Sanji is doing in that situation?
If it was just Nami, Sanji, and Lilith, he would definitely block it. He's blocked attacks before from women.
You can block it.
He'd try, yeah.
And the thing is, Lilith probably can't even hurt Sanji at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know,
that
because
takes care of that whole issue, right? Where Sanji puts his body on the line for somebody, you have to be insanely strong to hurt him. So it kind of adds to like the things he already does.
Right now, like, he has the exoskeleton.
Yeah, he has the
I'm
exoskeleton.
just curious because I felt like,
crazy.
because I felt like pre-time skip, right? He was able to scrap with a woman because he fought Khalifa, right? Like, he blocked her attacks.
Yeah, he's just blocking her attacks.
But
he tried.
in Wano, this man would not even protect himself because he's scared that his armament hacking is gonna harm Black Maria. So I was curious. After that, I'm like,
I don't
know.
I think it was because he felt like he was losing himself a little bit to the Germa stuff. He might have like leaned into the.
Oh, no,
I don't want to hurt him.
He's talking about beforehand when he was in the.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh.
Yeah, but that's still like that's his hands and legs bound. You know what I'm saying? If he knows that if I block my leg, it's not gonna hurt anybody, right? But armament hockey literally hurts you if you punch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can. Like Luffy when he punched Cracker or Katakuri.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Even when it came to Big Mom attacking, he blocked her attack, and Oda even said Sanji would never hit Big Mom, right? So it's like,
yeah, he blocked it.
He will block attacks, like, so it's not like he's gonna stand by if a woman attacks another woman.
Listen, bro. I have never had a problem with Sanji not hitting women, and I would never have a problem with Sanji not hitting women. I think it's a great aspect of his character. I personally don't believe in hit women myself, but I do believe in like.
I don't believe in hitting
yourself,
or shooting women.
Defending. Whole other topic right there. But I do think, like, you want to protect yourself so you don't get hurt, right? But actively hitting a woman, no. Nah, it's just I know it's anime and it's just a fucking story. It's like it's not a big deal. We see Luffy punch Vivi and shit like that, and it's like that shit, you know.
It's a little
But
different, you know.
it's different. But Oda specifically puts him in that position because he knows he doesn't hit women. And so
Yeah,
it's like,
he puts him in that position because it's part of his character.
Yeah,
It's more characterization.
Yeah, and he has to figure it out. Said Queen hits women, Kaido stars people. Huh? I don't know where that came from, but all right, let's get to super chats real quick. That was a good discussion, though. I really like that discussion about. I feel like Sanji. Normally, when it's talk about Sanji, it's always super negative.
He's deeper than what his own fans
at times. You know, it's just. I think you just don't appreciate what he is as a character because what the community says about Sanji a lot. You know, it's always negative. Yeah. It's always the gag. It's always the perverted stuff. But more often than not, what I'm realizing is, I mean, I guess that's for the better because if this nigga lost to Yasop, I don't think I would, you know.
Yeah.
Seppuku.
I mean, you know why Seppuku. You know what we found out about Yasop, right?
On stream with my cat cosplay, just like he did for Luffy. We gotta bring balance.
Yeah, Japanese niggas are a little bit over dramatic for that shit.
Seppuku is wild as hell. He said like
losing a fight and then be like, it's one thing to commit seppuku.
Dishonor my whole family.
They used to do it in front of a room full of a bunch of niggas. Like,
yeah, bro.
They would come.
That's crazy for wanting to see that shit.
But even in a fight sometimes it's just like you just get it like exposed, right? Like say a nigga see like a nigga record you getting knocked out in the streets. All of a sudden he's like, man, dishonor my family. I gotta kill myself. Like, if you don't get your get back, fam, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you gotta run down at least one more time.
Come on, bro. Don't off yourself. Like you making it easy. So, but sometimes it'd be forced seppuku though. Like them niggas tell him, hey, either you kill you or I'ma kill you. So.
Nah.
Either way, you dying. Might as well.
You gonna commit seppuku? That might be the.
Wasn't they trying to do that to Zoro in the beginning of Wano?
Yeah, they tried to do.
Yeah, they said, yo, you gonna do it or we gonna do it?
Dude, that stuff was so raw in the anime. Oh,
it was.
Like,
that was a great start. That was a great start to Wano.
Yeah, it was
a great. Yo, Wano started off so good, man. So good.
I love Wano, man. I don't care what niggas say.
I'll forgive some of the issues.
Listen, my only issue with Wano, well, I have issues with Wano, but I think overall, my issue was just the final fight with Kaido. I just feel like it didn't live up to my expectations. Well, not even just Kaido. I think a lot of the final fights were just okay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I didn't feel
both long.
It's
and
almost
short
like if you play right, you play Madden and you win the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden it's just like a couple streamers. And then it's like, all right, next season, right? I'm like, bro, I just won the fucking Super Bowl. Like, I need a whole fucking presentation. With Kaido versus Luffy and even Zoro versus King and Sanji versus Queen, it didn't feel like they took a next step or overcame something just enormous. It felt like it was just like another.
And you know what?
I feel like it did with Luffy and Sanji for sure.
Sanji and Luffy overcame a lot of shit to.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoro fought death. And came back. So,
Zoro for King.
He overcame a lot.
King for Zoro, I felt like could have been one more chapter because I really like King, and I think
Enma carried him so hard.
The thing it was just so weird because King seemed so dominant, and then out of nowhere, Zoro just started doing Zoro.
King
stuff.
Was dominating for a while.
Right.
He was to the point where he's like, I'm not a sword man, but I'll take it there.
I was like rereading some of Wano and just looking at King and his design with and without his helmet, and I'm like, bro,
gorgeous nigga.
King had a lot of potential, man.
He did.
There was a lot of potential with this character, especially considering what he is.
But he ran into Mama. There goes that man.
You know, and it's just unfortunate. I wish Oda had started fleshing him out from the beginning of the arc, as opposed to
a better idea,
as opposed to ellipses the entire time. You know, like King did not say anything for most of Wano.
But that could be up to the fact that he's a Lunarian. He doesn't want to give away
strong silent type. Silent.
He's like a Mr.
It was SBS or something. Oda said he went between having King being like super boisterous and talkative, and King being super quiet and shit. I would have liked boisterous and talking shit.
But you know what though? I'm gonna be honest. With his design and his looks, I feel like it's better if it's he's more the quiet type. Because
I think it'd be a great contrast if he's talking shit. Because it reminds me of somebody like Gilgamesh, right? Where it's like,
oh, yo, Gilgamesh.
I think it could have been
different type of beast.
You know what I'm saying? Like this dude that strong as hell that can talk shit, that know he's the shit. And if a king,
wasn't Queen kind of like that though? Queen was a shit talker.
Yeah, he was very boisterous.
Queen was definitely very boisterous.
That's the balance, right? That was the balance between the two.
But he had idiotic tendencies. That was his downfall.
Queen was an idiot. But King, the thing is, King has to fall back on, like, nigga, I was a god. What you talking about? Queen, like, I was a part of Mads.
I know people are like surprised about King's usage of hockey and everything, but I'm like, the fact that it didn't really seem to show much hockey feats or any at all, right? But I'm like, my thinking is, dude, Lunarian body is literally better than 99% of all hockey.
This is, I mean,
yeah, if you don't know the tell, then you can't beat him.
It literally gives,
most people can't beat him.
Oh, if you don't have
if you're Zoro, you're a minority hunter, you definitely can.
Yeah. Zoro had like the skin color. He had a matchup advantage with that one.
He had a little too. It was a little too tan.
Not only that, but even the regular, he needed the Conqueror's hockey to put him down.
Yeah, he did.
Because
that's the thing about.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Otherwise, it would have taken too long.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing about the Zoro versus King fight. It didn't really feel like Zoro overcoming King. It almost felt more like Zoro learning how to tame Enma.
Zoro overcoming Enma. I mean, I think the anime is gonna add a lot of context to the fight and make the fight feel a lot bigger than it was. And I can't wait to see it in the anime.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
They always do good with that.
Yeah, they do really good with stuff like that. So we gotta wait and see. I do feel like, I had very high expectations going into Wano.
Right, that's the thing. I'm not disappointed, like super disappointed with it. It's just I'm pretty neutral with it.
It's a top 10 arc.
You know what it is?
I'm not gonna lie, it's not a top 10 arc.
It is. I have to say it is. It's just that in contrast to Wano, post Wano Oda has been absolutely ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think this post Wano Oda is Oda without basically any restrictions, right?
Yeah.
And I'm finally getting into the things I want to talk about. So
yeah, he had this post Wano Duffy bag sitting to the side.
Yeah, he can finally just unleash with Vegapunk and Devil Fruits and the Ancient Kingdom and the history. It's like there's no need.
Here's the thing: if it was up to Oda, a lot of characters wouldn't have fights. You know what I mean? He gives these characters fights not for story purposes, but for the moments. Because it's a battle shonen.
Yeah. He understands it's like a quota. Like we were talking about earlier with Chopper having his doctor's moment, Sanji baiting the cake. It's like, all right, I understand the meaning behind these characters. These moments are needed, and that sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times extends One Piece a lot longer than it sometimes
Oda
needs
go
to be.
Crazy.
Because he at least wants to give like his different characters different moments. That's why it's kind of a good thing right now. Even though I'm not gonna lie, every time we get a different chapter, in the back of my mind, I don't say it, but I'm thinking, damn it, what would Yamato do if Yamato was here? How would she react to all of this?
He conditioned us to think that way throughout all of Wano.
Yamato would have had a stroke by now.
Because it's like so different from what she's used to.
Also, Yamato, it's kind of hard for Yamato to provide anything in any of these situations.
You know what? You just said that. All I thought about is the new outfit that she'd be in if she was here. Oh God.
Oh, Yamato.
Oh, man.
Nah, we really got Yamato in new fits every arc.
Yamato in a new fit, and Oda would have kept
the side was
boob.
going crazy already. So imagine.
I imagine Oda would have have like maybe like just a one strap thing where like side boob on both sides.
We're not ready. The streets are not ready for all that.
Up and down.
Up and down.
Word for word.
Yeah, when he was reacting to the shit, I was in the chat saying that they were the Fukuruju space pirates.
I mean, at this fucking point, that's just nuts. But I would love if that NL shit did happen. That'd be amazing. 6 million peso man says, what if Vegapunk ate a devil fruit that increases his brain power? That's why his head was big.
No,
I was thinking about that.
The
but
brain. It would just be the brain fruit. That's all Oda would call it.
I need some brain fruit, man.
Yo, that's nutty.
I think Vegapunk knows too much.
Hey, I see you, bro. I see
you. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely ate a devil fruit, in my opinion. I think there's devil fruit to it.
You think a man that knows that much about devil fruits will eat one?
Yeah, I feel like you could just make one rather than.
You could make one, but I
It'd
think
be
Maybe-
crazy
like
if
an
he found a way
artificial
to
one.
engineer it to where he doesn't have the weaknesses of that come with
Nah,
eating
come
devil
on, you
fruit.
can't do that. That's mystical.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yo,
but,
devil fruits are mystical though.
yeah, I'm like, bro, why would you not want somebody to experience some shit?
No,
Like,
that is
Dog.
crazy. If somebody says that about Attack on, that is crazy.
Attack on Titan is that's kind of selfish, no? That's like the ending's bad, but you witness some of the
Dude,
greatest episodes and chapters.
it's
Like, of all time.
I kept accusing that smart nigga that was in the class, bro. I was like, yo, it's that smart ass little nigga. He too smart, bro. But nah, it was I had issues with the ending, but I think, bro, sometimes with anime, and then when the dragon attacked Vagar, and then I've done some more research on who Vagar is, and I'm like, okay, so this is a big baddie.
This is a war dragon.
This is a war dragon that's like very prideful.
It's
you know
it's
what
like
I'm saying?
that's like shooting a firecracker beside a Vietnam veteran. He's
Like,
gonna shoot you.
It's just
Yeah.
now I gotta show you why I'm fucking Vagar.
That brother got PTSD.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you attack me, but that bro, this young ass new dragon is fucking terrified, right? It's like I got this big ass dragon attack me. I don't know what to do, bro. when Vagar came across and fucking just consumed,
Man.
I was like, oh hell no.
That shit
Now
was
the pieces of the
wild.
dragon falling. to the
Vagar,
ground.
no. And then
I said,
no, Vagar. It's like, and then Eamon's face, the nigga was blinking 1,000 miles a minute, like,
And he looked at-
fuck.
He looked at the camera like Jim Halpert from The Office, bro. He said,
It's like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay, that fucking happened. And then when fucking Damon is walking in and they slow mowing it, I'm like, oh no.
Hell no.
She just walking in slowly, then he pulls her away from everybody else, and you can see him telling her. And I think that was great acting as well, because even her posture changed in the midst of finding out the information. And when she turned around, I was like, she want blood now. Because if I'm in a situation, there's no way you can't convince me that you did it on purpose. I don't care what the fuck you say. You gonna tell me it's an accident? Nah, bro.
Even if it was,
Even if it was, bro. But I don't think Eamon is gonna say it was an accident.
No.
I think he's gonna be like, hey man, I'm 10 toes.
only person he's saying it's an accident to
To his mom. His mom.
Yeah.
Because his mom gonna be like, they're not gonna give a fuck if he said it's an accident. They gonna want blood too. And because of the history that they have together with Eamon and Lucerys, it's kind of like
it looks hella on purpose.
it looks on purpose, bro. So, bro, after that was the last episode, I was like, fuck, bro. Come on, you don't end it like that. But that's exactly.
Yeah, I
how
didn't
you
think
end
they were gonna get me there.
It's
but
it's
yeah.
funny. It's funny because like it seemed like Eamon was all cold and calculating shit. And even
it.
he
No,
this nigga
he
did
was
not
out
look
of
at
bro.
those nigga.
He was like Vagar, no.
Vagar, no. And he screamed to the cows, no.
No, but even before that, he's like, Vagar, listen to me.
Yeah,
Right? Because he saw that Vagar was like, nah, fuck that. I'm on his ass.
yeah. He's in
Yeah.
that PTSD state.
Oh my god.
he thought
that
he
shit was so
he
good,
thought he
bro.
was back in the Dance of the Dragons.
That shit
It
was,
was
so
so good.
good, bro. I was like, oh my god. I watched the episode like 3 times.
Corliss coming in and telling them that they got a blockade on the fleet.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was like a moment, and it was, bro, that, childbearing scene was one of the most gruesome scenes
my
I've
It
ever
was
seen
so
on television.
Crazy.
Oh my!
I didn't expect that.
That was, bro. I normally can stomach a lot in regards to gore.
I had to
and-
look away.
I was like, this is uncomfortable as fuck. Like, she was pushing that fucking dead baby out, and I was like, yo, come on, Joe.
God.
I was like, all right, yeah, now y'all doing a little much.
Nah,
That shit was tough. I was like, okay.
That was crazy.
So
What
then
you
she
think about
basically lost 2
wait,
kids in like, span of what, a couple weeks?
What do you think about Damon choking her?
Choking her? This is Damon.
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking
Yeah.
with it, but it's kind of like
It was on
It
par
was,
with
it
the
was a
character.
reaction of him being told something that broke his world.
but also for serious. He's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
you're just like your fucking bitch ass daddy. Duh. Right? But I think like with her you know, she always felt like she had the duty to the crown, and so she's just trying to carry on and do what's best for the realm. So
Also, he felt embarrassed that he didn't know about what she was talking about with the.
She's like, you didn't know. It's like, bitch.
Didn't know.
Bitch, stop playing with me. You say if Daenerys in there, I don't care. Listen, bro. If you're saying that, you're missing out on some good shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, it's about 3 characters better than Daenerys.
You're missing out on some good shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like House of the Dragon is fire.
She's not the coldest Targaryen.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. And I feel like it's this first season I feel like is intro. Right? This first season.
Yeah.
It's super intro. There was no battle.
sure.
Listen, next season,
it's gonna go crazy.
bro. Because what I loved about how they ended it out, they showed us the greens in the second to last episode, and then the blacks in the last episode, right? And then it was
it's
just
100%
like
set up.
just like because the entire time we was watching the greens, I was like, oh fuck, what do they think over there? Like, what are they thinking? And now I'm watching them, I'm thinking like, oh, what the fuck are they thinking over there? So I'm super locked in. I can't wait for the next season. And I think it's crazy. Do y'all remember that they got confirmed for season 2 after episode 1, right?
Yeah.
After episode 1, it's like, okay, yeah, we got it. We got a bunch more seasons coming, But I understand the apprehension where it's like, all right, we don't know how the people gonna react to this Game of Thrones spinoff because it didn't end well, right?
Yeah,
and a lot of people swore like I'm done with Game of Thrones, bro. I have not rewatched Game of Thrones since it ended, right? And a part of the
it's
reason
kind of a big project to do.
I mean, yeah, but they said they got a bunch of spinoffs planned with
Yeah,
with Game
that's
of
right. They
Thrones,
did confirm that. I forgot about that.
So I can't wait for next season.
I need the story of what's his face? I need the story of everything right before the Mad King. Like the whole thing.
You're talking about but so before the Mad King. Okay.
Yeah, like not before the Mad King, but during the Mad King type shit. You know what I mean?
Like that era.
Yes, like
so that's like what 50, like 30, 20 years
like
before.
I want to see.
No, but
And
Sonic
you know
was
what? I feel like
Sonic was good as hell.
Too.
I enjoyed Sonic.
Sonic was good. No, but Sonic is good as hell. But right, but it's like if you come out with a bad design, it's gonna make your normal design look amazing.
Look a lot better in comparison. Yeah, so it skews your expectations.
But here's the thing. I
when you
think
go in there.
this is that the best video game movie? People were saying that.
Yeah, Sonic 2 is the best video game movie.
I haven't seen Sonic 2
Video
yet.
game, yeah.
I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet.
It's
Sonic 2 is the
good.
best
It's
video game
so
movie.
good.
It blows one out the water.
Like
I haven't seen one either.
Nah, Sonic 1 out, bro. I did not go in expecting to enjoy Sonic. But I was like, damn, this shit cool as hell. I like this shit.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
We
it
can't
felt
be
really
talking
good.
about the best video game movie without talking about Mortal Kombat. What do you mean? Like that was peak.
It was solid.
I watched like half of it.
Mortal Kombat. Wait. The new one?
Yeah.
That's no.
What? That movie was garbage.
It was so much fan.
No.
That was
It
one of the
wasn't
worst
peak?
movies I've
No.
ever seen.
Oh man, I could have
Ever.
sworn
No. I like the one from like what
the old one.
the old one with
Yeah.
Liu
He was
Kang.
good as a Mortal Kombat fan, but
I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
Was it
what-
even good
what-
as a Mortal Kombat fan?
I'm
Yeah,
a Mortal
bro.
Kombat. I'm not a
The plot
diehard
was
Mortal
shit,
Kombat
but-
fan, but
No
watching
shit.
it, I was like, come on, bro, what the fuck is this?
I didn't even
It
know
was
what
the
carried by
characters was
it
aight.
Kano? Who was
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
kind of.
Carried.
it's funny ass.
Carried.
Yeah, that thing was awkward and
And then they
tough to
kill him
look
like halfway through the movie.
The fuck, like, bro.
at.
No.
You said you're not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan, so do you have like a fighter game of choice?
For me,
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
For me, it's,
How are
for
you
me,
feeling about Street Fighter?
Zangief, baby.
I will
For
say
me,
I
it's
probably
always
played the
Well,
most
Street Fighter
though.
and
Camille is what it's
well, the fighting
Street
games,
Fighter movies go
Yeah,
crazy.
the fighting games back. Well, Street Fighter movies, yeah, they are pretty good. But the fighting games from back then, I used to watch shows was like King of Fighters or Fatal Fury.
King of Fighters,
Fatal
bro.
Fury and
We had the arcades back in
Yeah.
the day. Like when we got out of school, we put like the
Yeah.
coins in the arcades.
Like,
Dude,
y'all
that shit
age
was-
really
that was
showing.
lit,
I'm gonna need y'all to.
Hey
chill out.
man, they need to bring that shit back. Feel me?
we putting
was a
coins
vibe,
in. Like what's
man.
going on?
I used to love the
Yeah,
fuck out of
man.
Fatal Fury. And have y'all seen Ninja
Oh.
Scroll?
No.
Don't
I
know.
know,
Yeah,
I know
have,
of it, though. I
I
haven't
have.
seen it, though.
Yeah. It's like
It's a solid movie.
it's like V animated movie.
One of them old classics, man. Nah, but Street Fighter is Wait,
your
is a new
Dude,
Street
people
Fighter
who
out?
host
Is a new
tournaments
game
out
out?
of school.
Nah, not
Next
yet,
year,
not
next year. I
year.
can't wait.
I can't like. I'm
I
like
ain't
that's
gonna-
a
I'm at the
game
drop-
I'm a
Bro,
commit
I'm at
to.
the drop Smash. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a game I'm
I
gonna
ain't
commit
played
to,
that game
man.
in so long.
That's a game I'm gonna
man.
commit to. I'm gonna commit to Street
I've
Fighter.
always been
Put some minutes in
first
that
and
one.
foremost a
He-
Tekken person.
I've only
Tekken.
played Tekken casually against like my cousins when I was younger, right?
When
Tekken's
you
my
hit
shit. I grew up on Tekken.
when you
Yeah.
hit someone at Tekken,
Yeah,
that shit
Tekken
feels
is
like
cool.
you actually hit that person. Like
The
Yeah,
fighting
yeah, you
games.
actually
Here's the
feel
fighting
like-
games that like when I was playing video games back then, that I was like, yo, I want to get good at this game. Street Fighter EX3. I'm not sure if y'all remember that game.
I
I
do.
believe that was PlayStation 2.
I'm old though.
That was
so-
PS2.
amazing soundtrack.
Street Fighter EX3. What else? That was some Tekken, but definitely Dragon Ball Budokai was like.
Oh,
was
Budokai was good.
Budokai
that
was,
was
like,
a fun
Classic.
one.
That's a
Back in the
classic.
day.
Greatest
Yeah.
greatest story mode of all time.
That's when That's bro. I feel like
And-
Budokai.
I had them
changed-
analog sticks.
Budokai
kind
kind
of
of changed my
boy.
life, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, yo.
it did change my life.
Wasn't Budokai 3D? Like it wasn't just a 2D movement, right? Like you moved around.
No, it was-
Bro,
If I
no,
remember.
3D.
But here's the
You could
thing: I
dodge.
Yeah.
destroyed all my analog sticks from my PlayStations, right? But like either way, it was.
Turn that boy to the side.
Remember when you
yes,
you had the
sir.
whole Piccolo? Yeah.
Yeah, you had to hold
Or
Raditz.
Raditz,
Hold
whole Raditz for Piccolo. Bro,
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
man,
Nah, that's the hardest first level. of all
that shit
time.
is hard as
Man,
fuck.
when
That
you-
was pretty wild.
Yeah, that stuff was crazy. And when you play in that game, you hit somebody with your special,
Oh,
you
my-
charge it twice or whatever. Oh,
But the
so
thing is, like with those
satisfying.
fighting games, it's like it's certain buttons you would press so in the middle of fights. Like I remember for Trunks specifically, it was like, yeah, and he fucking he's fucking burning attack. And Trunks' burning attack was broken because he could go. I believe he could go Super Saiyan off rip and go right into burning attack. So it was just like Trunks is one of the broken characters.
It has some stuff in
I
there for
remember
sure.
Goku Warp Kamehameha was nuts because
Oh, he had the warp coming off the rush attack.
yeah,
Like
I think it was like square triangle circle for Warp Kamehameha, if I remember correctly.
No, y'all played this recently.
Bro, nah, I haven't played.
We all
Budokai.
played
Memory too
recently.
fresh.
So many hours.
Too many
Oh,
examples going on when I was
Bro,
playing this,
Warp
man.
Kamehameha was the most overused move because I think you needed like one bar to use it. So it was like fucking just broken. And like Trunks and Goku were fucking nuts. But nah, I think Budokai might be